fabulous fabric from the land of the five rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
We back. You already know what time it is.
Oh, you didn't know?
50-50.
Welcome to the 50-50 Show with PharoahNFL and the Severe Raider, the realest show for Raider Nation.
The perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
Make sure to clock in, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Raiders!
Man, you already know what time it is, man. It's the 50-50 Show, one of the best late night shows out there, man. If you haven't already, man, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Like my guy Kendrick in the building, man, pulled up. He says, yo, I subscribe and like, man. Appreciate you, my guy, man. We like to say clock in, which you just did right now. You clocked in. So for guys that already subscribed, that means just hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, definitely do that first. Hit the like button on both channels because we're going live on both channels. Severe, man, what's going on, bro? How you been?
Oh man, been good, man. You know, it's off season, man. It's in full swing, basically. You know, I feel a few more important dates to get to, man. But you know, we got some light football stuff going on.
Salute to the night crew pulling up, man. My guy Venomous in the building, man. Appreciate you pulling up. TK was good. Hey, welcome to Kendrick too, by the way, man. Welcome to the channels, man. Hey, make sure you subscribe to both too as well. Raider Way, my guy, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Hey, man, we appreciate everybody coming through and supporting the show. We got a conversation. You know, obviously it's another off-season edition of the 50-50 show. Today we got a few things to talk about, because I think if you guys missed it earlier today, Raiders assistant coaches were able to talk to the media, said some things that we kind of already know about the team, but there's certain things that I thought were interesting that we could talk about. But as far as NFL news, man, trades left and right, like big time trades. Who would have thought that, Myles Garrett was going to get traded? That it's crazy how the everything works out. Max Crosby was literally on his way out, on his way to Baltimore, and then obviously he's back as a Raider. And then Myles Garrett gets traded in the same offseason. Imagine if both trades went through. You know what I mean? Like Max and Myles Garrett both get traded the same offseason, but one guy actually goes back to his original team. We'll talk about those trades. AJ Brown officially is a New England Patriot. I think we all kind of knew for a little bit, like, it was going to happen. Just getting the details in. So we'll talk about that. Hey, man, we appreciate all the support, man. Hey, go Spurs, go. Hey, you know what? The one thing I like about the Spurs is their color scheme, man. It's silver and black.
Hey, facts, man. My
guy DJ in the building, man. Appreciate you pulling
DJ.
Up. Funny as hell, man.
DJ with the propaganda you put out there.
What's good? Hey, man, we appreciate everybody pulling up.
Nah, man.
I guess we can get it started with the NFL trades. I guess, the NFL news. That's pretty much what everybody's talking about as far as NFL goes. Myles Garrett going to the Rams. He gets traded for Jared Verse, a 2028 or 2027 first round pick. Jared Verse, one of the best young pass rushers out there. Then a 2028 second round pick, and I believe a 2028 third round pick, or it might be 2029 third round pick.
2029 third.
That's a nice little haul. And I said, when I seen the trade happen, obviously Myles Garrett is a one of one.
Yeah.
You can arguably say that, there's no amount of trade compensation that would probably equal what Myles Garrett already is as a player. Like, it is what it is. But man, the Browns, I gotta give the general manager Andrew Berry some credit. We gotta give him some, like, now it's time to give him a little bit. Now it's a little early just because we have to see a little bit of success on the football field. But man, you cannot say that you don't like the last two draft classes from the Browns. Every trade that they come out kind of winning. In this scenario, I think it's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win situation. It's a win-win, definitely.
The Rams get their guy, Myles Garrett. They're gearing up to make a Super Bowl run, obviously as soon as this year. And then, the Browns continue rebuilding that roster, which they back-to-back two strong, draft classes, and then you combine that with more trade capital, another first-round pick.
Yep. And then Jared Verse, he's worth, a first and some change too himself. So, he was taken in the first. He was Defensive Rookie of the year before last. Still had a good year this last year too. So, that's another nice piece, and it resets their timeline. Something that we had been saying to do with Max Crosby for a while. When it became clear, we're probably not going to be a contender. Let's move him while he's at his highest value and get what you can for him. And that's something that the Browns went ahead and did, and I think it's going to pay dividends for them. They got a young pass rusher, multiple picks in multiple draft classes, and they just they're coming off a haul. They got Andrew Berry, outside of their coaching search and their coaching hire, I think he's been knocking it out of the park.
Yeah. And the thing is too, I think it also puts them in a good spot in that they can trade up and get their quarterback. So the Browns, you can argue this season might be another top 10 pick, top 15 pick season now with this trade kind of going through, and then now depending on how the season goes, they could have a solid season, or they could maybe be in the middle of the pack, or they could probably have like another season where, you know what, they need to address that quarterback position. That was a big reason why they're not winning enough games, but they still show a lot of talent outside of having a quarterback. Man, that puts them in a kind of solid position now that they have another first round pick on top of what they're going to be picking on, depending on what they finish with record wise. So man, Andrew Berry, he's playing. He's kind of. Look, I'm calling it. I know it's a little because at the end of the day, when you say a GM's great, you want to look at the wins too, along with the talent. But I'm just looking at like the draft classes and some of these trades that he's been able to put together. You know, shout out to Andrew Berry and the Browns. Obviously, Les Snead is going to do Les Snead things. He just finds a way to make super aggressive moves happen when you don't think it could happen with the team. Like, he just finds a way. He landed Myles Garrett. Are you serious? And now the effect of that move might bring back a familiar face from the Rams. You know, all-time future Hall of Famer defensive tackle, Aaron Donald. He might consider. I think there's actually a clip of him that predates, you know, the trade that says, hey, he might consider coming back if Myles Garrett gets traded to the Rams. There's something out there. I don't know if I'm mistaken, but I think there might be something out there where they had him on, like, actually saying that, and that's crazy. And I seen something today where you can take it for whatever it's worth. One of the NFL insiders said they spoke to, you know, Aaron Donald, and he's like, it's definitely intriguing, makes me thinking about it a little bit, but I would have to like see if I can get the
fire back, light that fire back or something like that.
Yeah. So, which is understandable, man. He's a highly competitive athlete. He knows what it takes to put out the best version of himself out there. So he has to figure that out for himself. But man, this is like a perfect situation for him to come into. Like, it's like they're going for it. And on top of that, he's playing right next to Myles Garrett. Like, look, he's been going like.
Look, what makes it even crazier is that remember when Jared Verse like called Aaron Donald out for that workout, and then he had Jared Verse like tapping out after like the first like 15 minutes of the workout. Jared Verse couldn't hang, and now you got athletic freak Myles Garrett in the house. I'm sure he can like go like, you know, blow for blow in terms of in the weight room with just about anybody in the NFL. So
right,
you know, it's like kind of interesting. I obviously I don't think that played a part in the trade, but now, you know, now AD got somebody that can push him physically and challenge him, whereas before, like, he was the unquestioned guy in the Rams organization even after he retired.
Right. Yeah, man. That'll be interesting. I know everybody's gonna be paying attention to that and keeping an eye on that situation. If Aaron Donald does come back, like, it just makes even the Rams, who right now you could probably say is an early favorite to get to the Super Bowl, just based off like where they're at as a team, and then you just factor in some of the moves, because they also were able to land Trent McDuffie early in the offseason, a really good corner. Now you pair him with Myles Garrett and like all these pieces, and if possibly Aaron Donald comes back, wow, that's insane. On top of like Sean McVay coaching the offense and the weapons they have, like, sheesh. Man. And then you know who's sitting there just like, who's gonna be inheriting this whole situation as far as like how talented. I mean, we'll see how long Stafford plays.
Ty Simpson.
Damn. But you know, I seen something. I don't know how much you want to read into. I seen someone say like, this might be Sean McVay's last year. I don't think it is, but they're trying to say like, based off how aggressive getting Myles Garrett and what that could implicate for cap space in the future, it could end terribly for the teams, and which would mean, you know,
they said that before though.
Yeah.
They said that about them before when they had Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald and Von Miller, and they said, they're in cap. The Rams will be. I thought, man, the Rams about to be through. Like, they about to, you know, they win all in. They won a Super Bowl. All right, they good. They gonna be. They about to sink back to the bottom of the league, and they did not. And then there was speculation before. I want to say before they won this last Super Bowl, maybe it was after. That about Sean McVay stepping down or stepping away from the team and taking like a massive deal to do Fox or do 2 games on Fox. And then, that never materialized. So, like, I don't know, man. Think about it. He can take a step away from football, from coaching for a little while, come back and still be one of the younger coaches. He's only like 41 years old, bro. So like he's a year older than Clint, I want to say. So he's like, yes, he's like 40 or 41 years old. So
let's real quick. Let's do top 3 head coaches right now.
Reed, Shanahan, McVay.
So who is that the ranking? Is that like the order?
I'd probably put McVay over Shanahan, to be honest with you.
Because he's won.
Yeah.
He's won the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
He's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. He's won a Super Bowl. Reed has won multiple. So again, and Reed has been good for such a long time, bro. So it'd be Reed. Yeah, in order: Reed, McVay, then Shanahan. But the top 3 are those 3 guys, in my opinion. No hate to Mike McDonald, who just come off winning. I got to see it for a little bit longer, but much respect to him as well.
It's just I'm trying to think who would be knocking on the door. Who would be knocking on the door?
McDonald.
But McDonald, I know he's won now, but it's just like it's a small sample size.
Yeah. He was good. I mean, he's been pretty good since he got there. Like, he instantly turned around what Pete Carroll did, which, we saw what Pete Carroll was as a head coach. So, turn that around. You can either say that's a great feat or just say, hey, you put anybody competent there and they can do it. So, Kevin O'Connell, if he can get over the hump, I think he put himself in the mix. Dan Campbell puts himself in the mix. If he has another good year, Ben Johnson puts himself in the mix as well. But right now, I think those are the unquestioned 3.
Man, yeah, it's really them. I'm trying to see anybody that has been consistently winning and actually getting to the playoffs, winning playoff games, gone to Super Bowls. Like Shanahan, I know he hasn't won a Super Bowl, but he's been to multiple Super Bowls. Yeah, he's made deep playoff.
Reed's beat him.
And think about all the coaches around the NFL. Like, they're all getting poached from Shanahan's coaching staff or McVay's coaching staff. And Andy Reid too, to a certain extent. Andy Reid, low key. You know what I mean? Probably not as much.
Yeah. But that tells you something about Andy Reid, right? Like, it's like people don't leave Andy Reid's staff and be like, you could say that says Andy Reid is he's not really a good mentor or whatever, but it also tells you that, like, if you're not on the staff with Andy Reid, then you're not as good of a coach anymore. Like, he covers up for a lot of people's shortcomings.
Yeah. But then also I look at like McVay and Shanahan and how they're able to develop coaching talent.
Yeah. I mean, which is valuable, because
Clint Kubiak Clint or Clay, I think, started as like a what is it called? The analyst. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
entry level coaching position.
Yeah.
Like he's probably putting together like, game film and
cut ups and stuff like that.
Cut ups, like, so. I mean, that could also.
Oh, that's a good one. Assassin's Creed, D'Amico Ryan. Yeah, definitely.
D'Amico Ryan.
He's putting himself up there too.
He's tapping in there just a little bit, but I can't put him over.
Nick Sirianni won, but they kind of underachieved though. That's the thing. They think that, like, Nick Sirianni, you want to give him credit, but it's like Howie Roseman is so good. I don't know
what it is. I just feel like it's everything.
But Nick Sirianni, so I think they've kind of underachieved a little bit too. Like, obviously they had that big year where they won it, so you can't take that away from them. But I think last year they kind of underachieved, and the year prior to them going to the Super Bowl, I want to say they underachieved a little bit too.
LS, I think this might be where it's at right now currently. But it's hard to say over Reed because what Reed has like done for a long period of time, but like McVay is like,
but no, McVay's legit. But Reed's done it for such a long time, and he's won multiple times. You know,
he's won multiple. He's won, but like McVay's doing it with quarterbacks that's technically not the best quarterback.
Well, Matt Stafford is a really good quarterback.
He's really good, but like they're not
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah,
Mahomes is top 3 quarterback, and Reed before Mahomes, he was doing it. Don't get me wrong, like he's a quarterback whisperer.
He's doing Alex Smith. I mean, they couldn't get over the hump with Alex Smith.
But it was a difference. It was a difference. With McNabb though, he did that one year. He took him to the NFC Championship games a few times with McNabb, and then also to Super Bowl. So yeah, Reed, it's to me right now. It's like between Reed and McVay for that top spot. But McVay is like, it's like, damn, like it's. Yeah, man. It's
but did McVay win anything until he got Matt Stafford though?
Coach says Clint Kubiak.
Come on.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you. LaFleur.
Matt. He kind of comes up short in the playoffs.
Yeah, like and he came out of that coaching staff. Was it McVay's coaching staff or Shanahan?
He came from McVay's.
So you want to say LaFleur, but like, like you said, when he gets to the playoffs, it's like one and done, pretty much. And I think that's the Packers' frustration with the Packers. Packers fans with the Packers is that like they kind of hit like a ceiling.
Yeah.
With LaFleur, but LaFleur is just, how do you replace LaFleur? You got to basically like find a coach that's going to be able to basically take him higher than what LaFleur has been doing. It's kind of hard to do that.
Yeah.
Reed didn't win anything until he got to Mahomes. Yep. No, facts.
But Reed had lesser talent at quarterback position. Like Jared Goff is better than any quarterback Reed had in my opinion.
Better than
outside of Mahomes. Yeah, better than McNabb.
And McNabb was clean though
McNabb was clean, but look, Jared Goff is clean too.
McNabb's career was kind of like, it felt like it was a little short. His prime, it was like at like 9 years. What is at like 8-9 years? It felt like.
Yeah.
But damn, McNabb was. But he had McNabb and James Thrash at wide receiver, Todd Pinkston.
Yeah, Freddie Mitchell. Feel like he didn't have no real, and not like he had a whole bunch of wide receivers with the Chiefs either. It was,
and then once
Tyreek,
when he finally got a weapon on offense for McNabb, they went Super Bowl.
Went to the Super Bowl.
Easy.
And like not like Tyreek Hill was no super, was no super sought out prospect, But that was the one receiver they had, and then it was him and Kelsey.
Man. Nah, man. I can't.
What's that? What did he say?
He said
Sean Payton. Nah. I mean, look, I respect for Sean Payton what he does. He instills a program and he gets everybody on board with that program. And he gets things moving in the right direction. He's good at that. But I can't put him on par with these other guys, though.
Yeah, I don't think he's better than Shanahan. I don't think he's better than McVay.
Nah,
I don't think
he's
better than Andy Reid.
He's a good head coach, though. He's a good head coach.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's up there with those guys.
Like we're all right. It's like basically he's a good head coach. We're talking about great head coaches.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and then obviously AJ Brown gets traded to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Which we kind of seen coming, which is a big move for them because they needed like a kind of a number one guy, some weapons on offense. Now you pair AJ Brown with Kyle Williams, receiver that I liked last year, you know what I mean? So he's going to be like the number 2 slot receiver for them. Then you're the running back from Ohio State that, you were high on. He's going to be a bigger,
Coach, get out of
here.
But I know that's not his middle name. Yeah, true. But it's in a vacuum though. If you look at like future prospects, then yeah. but just in a vacuum of who's like better now, I gotta go read. I gotta go read. But like that could change quickly. I mean, McVay comes out and wins another Super Bowl, bro. Like, he obviously leapfrogs. Reed has what, three right now?
Yeah.
And five appearances.
If Tomlin was still coaching, would he be knocking on the door? Or
he'd be that next tier down.
He would be in the Sean Payton, like
above Peyton,
but
in that same realm.
Would you take DeMeco Ryans or Mike Tomlin?
Right now.
I'm taking DeMeco.
I'm taking DeMeco right now. All time, I'm taking Tomlin.
It's like if someone came in here and was like, Tomlin is a win. Like, just you could make a great case for Tomlin because he's done it. He's won.
Yeah.
But it almost felt like he just was one and done for the longest time. But then you got to talk about the quarterback. It matters to have a quarterback.
Quarterback situation is terrible. But that's the thing. Look, y'all know C.J. Stroud was my guy coming out of the draft. That's what's holding DeMeco back. Is C.J. Stroud not playing well? Like, C.J. Stroud was trash last year.
All time. Damn, he did win.
Probably.
And he took
the Jaguars.
The Jaguars early on.
The Jaguars team. When they were expansion team. Yeah, when they were expansion team. But I mean, I don't know. Something weird about guys because remember Gus Bradley was them getting cheated out of a interception away from going to the Super Bowl and possibly winning with what's the old boy's name? The quarterback that they took. What's the quarterback they took? Blake Bortles. Well, Blake Bortles is their quarterback, right? Like Gus Bradley almost had those guys in the Super Bowl. So the Jags are a weird team like that. I don't know what's going on with it. But Tomlin, just what he did with that team, they were winning, and then he got to the Giants and they won there too. Yeah, I can't.
Ain't be Jaguars fan, but I'm a Raider fan, so I already know we're the New York Jets of the West Coast until we start winning. He's winning some football games. Right, because at the end of the day, like we oh my God, hey, Dante, Jaguars fan in the building, says that was Doug Marrone. Doug Marrone was the head coach?
That was Doug Marrone that took him when they went. It wasn't Gus Bradley.
Doug Marrone was head coach, former offensive line guru, right? Head coach. Was he the offensive line coach?
Doug Marrone.
Like Ryans as a head coach, you really see him get out coached. Yeah.
Not facts.
The one thing that you could criticize him, and which is like basically obvious for a lot of defensive coaches, is like the offense side of the football. He's not been able to hit on guys on that side of the ball. And the thing is, if he's able to like identify, like, would you say part of a good coaching staff, a good coach, is identifying good assistant coaches?
I think that's what's holding him back. Either he can't identify a good offensive coordinator, or there's not an offensive coordinator that can recapture what C.J. Stroud did his first 2 years. It's either one of those two things. So I think he has to make that determination whether am I going to try to continue to salvage this guy and recapture the magic, or am I going to move on and stick to a one offensive coordinator? I think he's had 3 in the 3 years he's been coached, which is like, that's not a good look.
Yeah. How do you feel about A.J. Brown kind of like talking about his relationship with Jalen Hurts after the trade went down? Now he's a Patriot. He's like, we weren't friends for a while or last few years.
Yeah.
Which I guess like we all could tell like there's some friction between him and A.J. Brown. But like, what did you think about that whole situation? Like, do you think he's a classic diva receiver, A.J. Brown?
I wouldn't say diva, but I think there's like some ego. There's some ego there. But it's one of those situations where it didn't need to be said. Like I didn't need to know that. Nobody really needs to know that, because now you look back on some of the stuff and you're like, and I don't know if it's a situation where he's trying to make it seem like, I wasn't targeted because Jalen Hurts didn't like me, or we weren't cool no more, so that's why I wasn't getting the targets I wanted, or it just gives way to speculation that's unnecessary. So I don't think it needed to be put out there, to be honest with you. Like, even if that's how you felt, right? Like, I don't think that was something that really need to be out there. What happens in the locker room stays in the locker room.
Yeah, no, facts. To me, I think he's a little bit diva, because I'm like, going into last season, no, you couldn't tell anybody that were like, hey, Eagles probably the most talented roster in the NFL. And the fact that like he had issues with Jalen Hurts, and it's like, come on, man, like it's almost like, this could be worse, right? You can go to a worse situation and not, he's going to the Patriots, which I think is a good situation for him. You got an up and coming quarterback and a young quarterback in Drake May. So it looks like, it might be even a better situation for him. But yeah. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's a little bit of diva for him to get it. It's like, with all that talent, that team you can argue that team kind of underperformed, underachieved, and that how they didn't go back into the playoffs and like make a run. And I think they missed the playoffs last year, right?
They lost. Remember part of the reason they lost because AJ Brown dropped the pass.
Oh, and what was it, wild card?
Yeah. I forgot who they were playing, but yeah, part of the reason they lost. I think Devontae Smith and AJ Brown both dropped like key passes.
Mm-hmm. Is this true?
That's crazy. No, I did hear something like there was some stuff that was said like he had a Patriot. I think he said something about he had a Patriots rug.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Diva. See, at least with Devontae, it was like, all right, the situation with the Raiders, like they weren't winning. Obviously, it was a situation that like one team is going a direction, and then Devontae's obviously a veteran, like he wants to win. Yeah. We get it. You can criticize Devontae for a lot of different reasons, but you can understand like it was just a situation that wasn't going to work out. Just say for the same reasons why I'm like, oh well, Max Crosby and the Raiders, like they're going in a different direction, right? With AJ Brown, it's like, damn, like you're with the Eagles, a team that just won the Super Bowl, and you got all this talent on this football team. You could almost maybe repeat, make another run. Even if you don't repeat, you're still gonna be in a team where like a winning culture, and then you wanted to get out of that situation. And I just felt like it's a little divish. And so what happens if what happens if he's not on the same page with Drake May? Is he gonna be pouting, and or are we gonna hear rumblings within the media like AJ Brown had an issue with Drake May and how he was able to find him? Like, is it gonna be an issue like that? Like that's
I don't know because the thing about Devontae is that you heard stuff about Devontae from Green Bay. And if Green Bay fans would say like there was stuff about Devontae that was going on that people didn't know. And so maybe there was stuff about AJ Brown in Tennessee that like people didn't know. Because I didn't hear anything about him having any issues in Tennessee. But I didn't hear anything about Devontae having issues in Green Bay until after he was traded. And maybe that was just some jealousy after the fact of Green Bay Packers fans saying he was a diva after the fact. Maybe Titans fans will say the same thing about AJ Brown. I haven't seen that yet. It's been some years since he's been gone. So like most of these issues cropped up once he got to Philadelphia. So yeah, I don't know if it was a cultural thing over there or what the issue was. And we'll see what happens in New England. I think Vrabel runs a tighter ship than Nick Sirianni for the most part. And we see what, ironically, Josh McDaniels, I think there was a stat out there that talks about like first year receivers when they get to Josh McDaniels offense, they usually have like a career year. I think it was Wes Welker had a career year. Devontae Adams obviously had a career year. Randy Moss had no career year. It was another guy that had a career year as well. So usually when guys get over to Josh McDaniels, to a Josh McDaniels system, he brings out the best of them.
Yeah. That's why I didn't want to necessarily say like, oh, it's a terrible situation. I think that like you said, Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, it's another year in that offense. Drake May's another year into his career, so he's probably going to be a lot more comfortable. You give him a weapon, a number one receiver, which he hasn't had. Maybe you can say that was the receiver that left last year, but he's kind of past his prime.
Jacoby. I'm not talking about who.
I'm trying to remember his name.
Well, who? What team?
Stephon Diggs.
Oh, Stephon Diggs. Oh, yeah.
Maybe you could say that was his number one, but he's not the same. He's not the same Stephon Diggs that he was like when he was in Minnesota.
He was in Minnesota, yeah.
Early on with the Bills. So, but he still was like a good veteran receiver for them. But AJ Brown kind of gives him like a legitimate weapon.
Legit.
And then you pair it up with all the pieces they have. Like, okay, maybe they might be cooking some. Hey, they went to the Super Bowl in their second year or first year with Vrabel coaching.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes this year because Vrabel got a whole lot of questions coming at him this whole entire season. So, Vrabel, about Diana Rossini.
Exactly.
So, Vrabel, did you? Is this true?
They gonna be peppering them with questions,
man. And then what's crazy about the situation is man, I'm sure we talked about it before. Like he talks about not being a distraction. I'm sure that's a conversation that coaches have with players, and he's being a distraction because now they're going to be asking the players, and the players probably going to be they're going to be put in a tough spot. I'm sure they're going to be prepared to answer the question, but it's just another thing that they're going to have to make sure that they don't say anything crazy because it might spot.
No, facts. Yeah, I mean, and the situation, like you said, the situation over there is good for AJ. So, I think him being basically the unquestioned number one guy at wide receiver, I think that'll be a little bit better for him. Because obviously, targets in Philly, between him and Devontae and now Mekhi Lemon getting there, the situation was going to be a little bit different this year. So, it's best over here with the Patriots. Obviously, Drake May's runner-up for MVP. Travion Henderson, the best rookie running back last year. By far and away the best rookie running back last year, actually.
Wow.
All
right, man. Let's see what he does this year, man. But hey, Raiders OTAs continues this week. This is probably the last week of voluntary. Well, the regular. I think mandatory mini camp is next week. Yeah. It's going to be the last week of OTAs. And Taron Johnson shows up. First, he shows up on the last week of OTAs, and I'm sure he's gonna probably show up to mandatory minicamp. I don't think he had any plans to miss that, but I'm thinking maybe there might be some agreement on what I guess the contract situation is with him. Maybe get some more guaranteed money. Well, that's good to see he's out there. But to me, the biggest stuff today in regards to the Raiders is the assistant coaches were able to talk to the media, and we were able to get some stuff from them. Was there anything interesting that caught your attention from the assistant coaches?
No, it was something. It was something with Janoko. I can't remember what he said. I can't remember exactly what he says because I'm not gonna say it right. Because he was talking about obviously everybody knows or assumes our two best weapons on offense are going to be Brock and Ashton Genty, and he's when you got two good players Brock Bowers is a superstar, and so Ashton Genty, he's done a lot. I was you caught yourself. He's he wasn't going to put that superstar label on him.
Coaches don't want to annoy. They don't want to annoy guys, especially guys that are super young, and then even though they're super talented, they don't.
He said Brock was a superstar.
Yeah, but Brock came in swinging. We're not gonna deny that.
Oh yeah, no, exactly my point.
He broke records, so I can't. We got to be honest there.
Look, I agree. Brock came in and immediately put the league on notice. I am generational talent.
So here's one. Raiders DB coach Joe Woods said their vision is to have multiple players who can interchange at nickel and safety rather than have primary players at either position. said their approach will allow them to dictate what they're doing and not let the offense have a beat on them. So you think about like some of the guys that Jeremy Chin last year was like a nickel and he played safety, strong safety, whatever you want. But then you got Taron Stooks kind of projected to play that similar type of position. And then you kind of throw in some other players in there. Taron Johnson, I guess they're probably going to be moving him around too as well. So that's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be able to they're going to have a interesting kind of dynamic with their safety position in a nickel. They're going to be do you see that being similar to any defense that you've seen? Like, is that Mike McDonald's defense? Are they?
That's the new wave.
New wave.
That's the new wave. You know, people have been doing it. Patrick Graham was doing it. Patrick Graham was doing this with the Giants. Like, that's just the new wave.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's just
that too high.
Know, yeah, they're too high. But like with that safety that comes down and plays nickel, or you kind of don't know what they're in because of, you know, you can run some inverted stuff. So where a guy you think he's the nickel, then he drops back and the safety jumps up, and now the safety is actually the nickel, and the nickel's actually the safety, and so you run some inverted stuff. You know damn well right I can't help myself, just DJ. But so like it just helps you disguise things a little bit better. So you know, like I think that's just what teams are doing. You think about like some of the best defenses. Like, think about how valuable that safety position is. Whether you look at the Ravens with Kyle Hamilton, you look at you know, he's not really a safety, but Petrie with the Texans. You're talking about D'Amico Ryans. You're talking about how invaluable Petrie is to that defense. You think about, you know, the Giants and Brian Branch. You think about did I say Jalen, my guy in San Diego, or still San Diego to me, from Florida State.
San Diego of Los Angeles.
Yes.
You're talking
still
about
San Diego to me.
Talking about the safety.
Just got paid.
All pro safety.
Yeah. What's my man's name? Damn, I said name slips you. But like think Nick Rory last year with the Seahawks. Like, all these defenses, they're using that safety and they're you know, using that safety to kind of help disguise what they're doing on defense and be multiple. Derwin James, yeah. So they're using that safety to be multiple on defense and to help disguise coverages and everything. So I think it's going to be important. And we got a guy like Taron Stooks, and you know, who has experience doing that, Taron Johnson as well. Like, that you're able to play that kind of defense. So, you know.
Yeah, no, facts. Derwin James, man. Appreciate y'all, man. So Raiders safety coach Matt Robinson actually came out and said that who he actually came over from the Ravens, said that, you know, Taron Stooks can absolutely play a similar role to Kyle Hamilton, to your point. In the secondary, said his size, speed, and versatility is similar to Hamilton, and the hope is that he can bring the physicality to the position. So that's kind of like what they envisioned for him, maybe that type of role for him. So we'll see. It's kind of interesting to see like some of these assistant coaches kind of come out and like confirm some things that we already kind of like had an idea. Like, all right, man, they're valuing a lot of versatility in these DBs, and like, all right, so that means they're probably going to be using them all over the place. So they're kind of coming out and saying that. Raiders running back coach Omar Young said they've pushed Ashton Jeanty by putting him in all different kinds of positions to see exactly what he can and cannot do. Added that they hope Jeanty builds callus so that he feels comfortable with all they will ask him to do in the season. So that's going to be interesting. I want to see how Clint Kubiak is able to utilize Ashton Jeanty in the offense, because now we're going to see like a creative offensive scheme, play caller, and then to be able to utilize his skill set. Because last year it was just like we were trying to figure out what we were doing on offense. There was questions about like where the players were aligned. You know, there were questions Chip Kelly, and then there was questions about Pete Carroll taking over with the offense and him trying to, you know, influence the offense, because, you know, Chip Kelly was not a Pete Carroll guy, and there was questions of who brought him in, and that was something that, you know, that was forced upon him. He didn't want. There was a lot of dysfunction going on offense, and then on top of like, you know, the offensive line and just everything just not working out. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Raiders can actually look like just a presentable offense. Like, you know,
Nah, fact. I mean, I was watching. I forgot who I was watching. Might have been Ted and Win. Maybe it was Ted and Win. But no, he was basically saying like the third week of August, like Pete Carroll basically changed the entire offense.
Dang.
And changed everything they wanted to do. And they started doing, basically they went away from what Chip Kelly wanted to do and they started doing what Pete Carroll wanted to do. And that is part of the reason that fed into the confusion and the bad, the poor coaching, and it was just a calamity. And so at least this year we kind of know the guy that's in charge of the offense, he's the head coach. So that he's going to be in charge of the offense, and everybody's going to be on the same page, because these are all people that the head coach hired, that he brought over, that he wanted to be a part of this team. They're his people that are going to follow his vision and run his scheme. So that eliminates one thing. One thing I will say is troubling is that when you draft a guy at 6 and he's like, we're going to put him in different positions and we hope he develops a callus. Like, I don't want to hear hope. I don't know. I don't want to hear hope, bro, in that situation. Oh, we hope he develops a callus and he's able to do all the things. Like, that automatically, like, you hope. What? But this is supposed, like, in order for us to be a mediocre team, he has to be our second best player. Like, for us to be mediocre, he has to be our second best player for sure. So, like, you don't want to be like, well, we hope he can do it. We hope he can do it. You would be like, oh yeah, our expectation is for him to be this guy. We expect him to be a guy that can do this, and do that. Not like we hope he builds a callus and he can do it. So, hopefully that's just like coach speak and just talking in the off season. But I don't like hearing hope, out of a guy that when you're in that position, the expectation is for you to produce fairly immediately. And last year, people want to point to what happened last year. There's a lot of dysfunction last year, but this year is the year that's supposed to be like, all right, now everybody's on the same page. We got the guys, we got the system, and we're doing all of this. So, I don't want to hear hope. I want to hear, this is the guy we're going to get, superstar player that's generational. We saw what he did at Boise, and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. Justin DJ says beat writers did say last year's offense was not the same offense ran in training camp.
Yeah, and which is, I mean, it's bad because it's a bad look for our players. Like, it puts Trey in a tough position, puts Jack Bech in a tough position, Dante Thornton, puts obviously Ashton Genty in a tough position, all their offensive linemen in a tough position, because all of those guys for the most part were young guys except for Kappa and Miller. So, I mean, just to do that, it just kind of shows you like how far gone Pete Carroll was at that particular point. And now it kind of stunts the growth on those guys, right? Like, it stunts the growth on a guy like Ashton Genty, because year one, you say you want him to be, hey, I'm the guy, I'm comfortable, I'm acclimated to the NFL. But really, now he's damn near like a reset year, because like with that kind of dysfunction going on in front of him, what could he really get used to? Same thing with Jack Bech. Like, that was his year one, his introduction. So is this like essentially like starting all over anew for him? Dante Thornton, we already knew he was a project. Same situation with him. So, I mean, it's man.
To be honest with you, it's almost like, okay, this is where, I come in, conspiracy theorist. It's almost like last season was done on purpose. When they missed out on Ben Johnson, which was their number one guy, it was obvious that Pete Carroll was like their backup option. It was just like, okay, now we're just gonna fall back on Pete Carroll, who Spytek didn't have any say on who the head coach was, and then that entire offseason was very like weird. It was just like, no, it wasn't aggressive. Even though they had plenty of cap space, they did not really sign too many players in free agency. And then, it was just a weird offseason, and then like this whole season happens. It was just like, and we kind of seen it coming a little bit. We're like, man, like, I don't know how many games we're gonna win. Like, this is a lot more questions than answers. So it's almost like they kind of did this, and then they got the number one pick, and then out of nowhere they get the number one pick, and they have a thorough coaching search, and then they hire like their top guy and Clint Kubiak, it seems like.
Yeah.
And then they and Spytek was a part of that decision making, and then they have an aggressive free agency, and then they, get. It just seems like everything was very calculative. I think NFL teams think like this, but they're not going to let the public know, because they can see things coming. They could be like, man, this, like, we couldn't get our guy. And who are the options outside of Pete Carroll? It was like, what? After Ben Johnson, it was like, damn, Pete Carroll. Maybe you could have said like some of those, maybe the guy that the Jaguars end up getting, the head coach there. But
Liam Cohen.
But I don't think anybody was picking up their phone call from the offensive coaching staff.
Todd Monken, old ass, left us on red.
Todd Monken.
Todd Monken left us on red. But thing is that, like, I would, like, as a Raider fan, you want to hope. Because last year was so bad, you want to hope that was on purpose. But that almost makes it worse. Because it's like, because if you're going to do that on purpose, you could have just ran it back with Antonio Pierce. Once you got heard through the back channels, because people in the league circles talk, agents talk, Tom Brady has relationships all over the place. Once they heard Ben Johnson wasn't going to be interested, okay, bam, run it back with AP. What's the worst that can happen? He sucks and we get another high pick. Okay, great. Run it back. Or if you're going to be, basically a throwaway year, don't draft a running back at 6, right? Draft some linemen, or draft, something else at 6 to help you for this next season. Because a running back, you expect, hey, bam, we want this guy to produce immediately because they have a short shelf life. And we got, 4 years, or we got 3 years to make a decision because we got to pick up his 5th year option before year 4 starts. So you only got 3 years to kind of really evaluate the guy. So let's not throw away a year. Let's, make sure we put this guy in the position to have success, or just pick a position that has more positional value. So, like, if their plan, that was their plan, bro, I gotta slap everybody in that organization, bro. It's like it's just dumb. It's just a bad idea. And we heard, and the thing that's so bad about it is that, remember, people said that was like, that was supposed to be the AP thing was just, we're just punting on the year. We're giving this guy AP a job.
They should have fired AP. But
they shouldn't have fired him. But remember when people was fired, they said, the AP thing, that was just a year until we keeping the seat warm for Ben Johnson. But if Ben Johnson didn't want your ass, and now what you doing?
Yeah. So Brady and company got super aggressive, and they thought that, hey, they're gonna come in and they're gonna convince Ben Johnson to come to the Raiders. Like, it's a done deal. We're gonna offer him the bag. We're gonna give him all types of, whatever he asked for in Vegas. And they sold themselves. Like, they overthought, they basically didn't get what they wanted, and then they settled for Pete Carroll. But in reality, they probably should have known that, hey, look, we're in no position to convince top offensive or top coaching candidates to come to the team, let alone top offensive candidates to come to coach this team. Let's give AP more than 1 year at head coach, and you still kind of get the results that you're looking for. I mean, like you get like a top 5 to 1.
Exactly.
But
it
is what it is.
1.
I mean, we're kind of nitpicking, but it's just like the logic was kind of like crazy, but
flawed.
Yeah.
But because if you're gonna do that, bro,
and your reputation looks a lot better when you don't fire another coach after 1 year.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was a weird situation. But going back to the media day with a lot of these assistant coaches, I thought this was interesting. Raiders DB's coach Joe Woods said that DC Rob Leonard has influences from a couple of different coaches in terms of putting his scheme together. Said there's been a lot of input from himself, safety coach Matt Robinson, and senior assistant Al Holcomb in developing coverages. So that's kind of been the big question of what this defense is going to look like. Like, this is probably I've said, I'll say this again. This is the most talent that I've seen in the Raiders defense in years. Like, man, maybe 02.
Yeah.
Like, I'm taking it like over 20 years ago, basically.
Yeah.
I've never seen this much talent. I mean, maybe the Nnamdi, Warren Sapp, and Richard Seymour. Well, Nnamdi and Richard Seymour maybe would.
I'm trying to think of
those teams are hella depressing and sad.
Going into the season, the year we had Nnamdi and D'Angelo Hall, I thought we was about to cook. I thought he was. And D'Angelo Hall went up there on national television and got impregnated in front of the entire world, bro. It was bad.
My boy was telling me at the time, he was like, "Hey, bro, like y'all about to run bump and run with D'Angelo Hall? Like
he's a cover 2 corner.
It didn't make any sense.
It did not.
You know, Al seen 4.2 speed, and he was like, "Oh, okay, we'll make it work." You know what I mean? Because obviously he was super fast, but man,
Eddie Royal went out there and. Eddie Royal,
he was a rookie too. Was he a rookie?
Yeah, he's a rookie. Yeah, I remember I want to say he was out of Virginia Tech. So I remember I wanted us to draft him.
DJ got a question for you.
Would AP and Spy Tech work well together? I think so. I mean, because you think about, I think the fact that first of all, not like Spy Tech and Pete Carroll worked that well together. So you know, it could be much worse than that. And it's not like AP got a lot of say with Telesco, right? I think AP being a young head coach in the league and Spytek being a young GM in the league, I think they would have a lot more communication between each other than a guy like Telesco who's like, I've been doing this for years, listen to me. And Pete Carroll to Spytek, well, I won a Super Bowl, you know, with John Schneider, listen to me. So, like, I think you got two guys, you know, whether it was the GM with AP or the head coach with Spytek, that were kind of set in their ways. And, you know, their reputation didn't allow them to be people that listened and heard a new perspective. So I think Spytek and AP would have actually done that. Do I think it would have been much more successful than what we had last year? Probably not. But we probably don't get Geno. I don't know who you do at quarterback, but it's probably not Geno. You know, we probably don't draft Genty. Probably don't draft Jack Besh, right? Like, I think the draft looks completely different. It's probably more heavily offensive linemen. We see what he did this year. Probably a lot more athletes added to the team. So I think the draft would have looked completely different. And I just think the coaching staff and the quarterback, I think everything would have been different. Now, what the results would have been remains to be seen. You know, AP had his shortcomings, but, you know, Pete Carroll wasn't much better.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, that's in the past, but it didn't make sense for them to get rid of AP and then sign Pete Carroll. I get it, they're going after Ben Johnson, but come on, like, anybody could have like anybody was like, Ben Johnson comes to the, like, no one was gonna believe that. No one was gonna believe Ben Johnson was coming to Raiders, especially that offseason when there was no clear answer at quarterback. You don't have no clear answer, and these coaches, these offensive coaches, they're not stupid. They're not dumb. They're like, hey, look, you guys are going to be judging us off wins and losses, and I'm an offensive-minded coach. The magnifying glass is going to be even high. You know, it's going to be on me just because I'm an offensive-minded coach, and I don't even have what I have. No one's going to think context because I'm not winning enough games. The offense is not looking the way it looks because I don't even have my guy at quarterback. So Ben Johnson obviously went with the easy decision by going to the Bears because they had Caleb Williams. So it is what it is. But going back to the earlier comment about Rob Leonard, and I was trying to make a point about, like, this is the most talented I've seen on the Raiders defense. I've said this a few times, and I yet to hear any different from, because I've been watching the team for a while. I know there's a lot of older Raider fans than me that seen some probably more talented defenses, but I'm trying to think. I haven't seen this much talent in a while. Now we got to see it on the. You can't win it on the. You can't anoint them on paper. But from a talent perspective, there's a lot more depth. There's a lot of more young guys. There's veteran. It's like it's just a good mix, a little bit of everything. But one of the questions is Rob Leonard and what he's going to bring out with his defense, how he's going to coordinate this defense. And here, you know, say he has is there a Patrick Graham influence there?
Yeah,
for sure, because he's coached under his coaching staff. Then obviously someone threw in, you know, earlier in the offseason, Mike McDonald's been a popular one. We'll see. But I think that's going to be something that we're going to keep an eye on, is that, like, the defense is definitely more intriguing than it's ever been from a talent perspective. But Rob Leonard is also a first-time DC, and we don't know what that's going to look like. So, I mean, I think that's going to be a big one of the big question marks this entire offseason.
Yeah, facts. I mean, you kind of take what people say in the offseason with a grain of salt. Remember Rob Ryan was like, hey, Tony Pierce, the best head coach in the league. It was like, where he said that. Somebody else said that too. But yeah, Rob Ryan was like, yeah, he's the best head coach in the league. We got the two with the best guy there is out there. I think so. You know, like this is the time for, you know, those, like, you know, crazy, outlandish statements. Hope springs eternal. Everybody's the best. Is, you know, everything. Everybody's hopeful for everybody. We think we look at these players and we see what they can do at their maximum, right? At their maximum. So, and we look at the coaches. What can they be at their maximum? And so now, you know, like, when the game starts, we kind of see what people actually are. So, I mean, I got hope for Rob Leonard. He's well respected around the league. You know, as you kind of already named, he's worked around a lot of really good defensive minds. So, and he's worked at, you know, several levels of the defense. You know, defensive line, linebacker. He was a quality control coach. I remember we played the quote. He was talking about he learned more doing quality control stuff than he did as an actual position coach. Mm-hmm. So being exposed to all these different parts of a defense, working with these great defensive minds, I think that's going to bode well for him. Obviously, we got young players young coaches. I'm saying at the three most important spots, whether it be head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator, all first-time guys in those positions. So how that plays out, you know, that could be interesting, but you know, all those guys have talent, so, you know, kind of hoping for the best, but there's going to be some growing pains there.
Yeah. Justin the DJ says, what about Thomas Howard, Kurt Morrison, Nnamdi, and Derek Burgess?
The law firm. Yeah, man, the law firm. Howard and Morrison and Howard.
Nah, it doesn't do it for me. I mean, it brings back memories. I think Nnamdi was obviously an all-pro corner, one of the best corners in the NFL. Derek Burgess was a very good pass rusher. But what was he, like 8 sacks? 8 sacks.
I don't know. I thought, was he there? I think he had a really good season that first year he came with us.
16?
He had a really good season that first year with us. He had a crazy season that first year.
Yeah, no, that was Al Davis. If Al Davis hit on a free agent signing, it was or it was a trade. They might have traded him from the Eagles.
Was it a trade? I don't know if it's a trade or it's free agent pickup, but he did come from the Eagles.
But that was one of Al's, like, he got it right. Was Derek Burgess. But then the thing is, he didn't sign him.
Exactly.
He let him go. I think he let him walk in free agency. He let him go to. Did he go to? Or did he trade him to Seattle?
I want to say he went back to the Eagles. Low key, I think he went back to the Eagles.
Went back to the Eagles.
We did have a pass rusher that went to Seattle. It was, I always want to say Clint Capella.
It was
Clint something.
I know what you're talking about. They actually, was he on a Super Bowl team?
He might have been. I was mad when we let him go too. Because I liked him as a pass rusher.
This is gonna get me. Who was the pass rusher that played for the Raiders and played for Seattle? He might have been on that one of those. He might have been on. Seattle. Cliff Averill? Nah, not Cliff.
No, not Cliff Averill.
It was someone. Clemens. It was Clemens.
Chris Clemens.
Chris Clemens. Yep.
Chris Clemens. Yeah, I was mad when we let him go.
Yeah. I would say it's still not more talented than his defense. Just think about the secondary, the talent that they added to the secondary. Think about the defensive line. Think about Max Crosby and everybody they added on defensive line, the linebackers. Like, it's just more. It's just more.
Yeah,
depth and talent.
I don't know. I think we're in the moment. I think we're in the moment.
We're in the moment.
Because I think we're in the moment because we don't know how any of these people are going to be.
No. And that's true. That's true. That's why I said like you can't anoint them on paper. But from a talent perspective, come on, like I haven't seen as much talent on the Raiders D. I haven't seen it. I've never was like, oh yeah. I always looked at it like, yeah, we got this guy, but we need this, we need that, we need this. I'm like, oh, linebackers kind of, we got cool linebackers. Get cool. Nakobe Dean, who hasn't shown up to OTAs, by the way. So hopefully he makes an appearance on mandatory minicamp next week. And then you got Quay Walker. Then you got, Kwity Paye, who, everybody's like, oh, well, he's more of a run stuff in DN and da-da-da. He has all the talent in the world, but he hasn't shown. Either way, that was a guy that the Raiders signed, and they didn't know Max Crosby was coming back. Now they have both of them on either side. Then you throw in Malcolm Kuntz. He should be recovered from his, ACL. Some argue he was already recovered, but hey, look, he could possibly have a good season. Who knows? We'll see. You know why you're laughing. Oh man, you're funny as hell. But yeah, like I like Traydon Stukes. Some guys might not like Traydon. A lot of people were like, "Who's Traydon Stukes?" Look, I like. To me, he was one of my guys at safety. I was looking at every DB or safety that would fit what the Raiders are looking for at free safety, and I think he would be a natural fit there. But from what the Raiders have planned for him, he's going to be playing a little bit of everything, and that's Taron Johnson too. Taron Johnson, I didn't know they were going to play him at safety. They're going to play him at safety and corner, and that's their plan for Taron Johnson, for Jeremy Chin, and Traydon Stukes. But I'm just saying, from a talent perspective and depth, I haven't seen it. Now, could you argue, like, outside of Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean, is the depth a little thin at linebacker? Probably. But,
extremely thin, yeah.
But when you look at the totality, like defensive line, every level of the defense, there's like intriguing talents. Yeah, at every level, and you can argue depth at certain spots too. Yeah. Oh, and I didn't even mention the corner that they got in the 4th round.
Yeah, Jermott.
If he is healthy and playing, bro.
Yeah.
Rob Leonard, he's on a short leash. I'm just saying he's on a short leash. If he does, if this defense ain't top, like, and that's crazy to say after 1 year, but damn, if it ain't like top 20,
yeah, it could be like, yeah.
If you're not top 20, then I'm concerned, bro, because Patrick Graham was doing a lot with less.
Yeah. So, because I was thinking about this. This kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, right? With this whole, so I know people. I know some people that are some Cowboys fans. I know some people that are some.
By the way, cut you off. Burgess had 16.
16. Yeah, remember he had a crazy year that first year. So I know some people that are some Cowboys fans. I know some people that are some 49ers fans. Part of the reason why I hate those teams so much. But I've been texting them like, yo, man, like, what y'all ready to give up? What y'all ready to give up to secure because I was like, could this Myles Garrett trade could have started an arms race in the NFC with the teams that feel they are in that Super Bowl window? Could they be like, look, they made this trade. Like, we got to do something now. We got to do something to try to keep pace with this team because we can't let them run away with it. I think Seattle's probably a little bit more conservative, but the 49ers, why not be aggressive, right? Trent Williams is probably about to be out of here. We don't know how long George Kittle has. You just picked up Mike Evans. He's kind of on his last leg. They picked up another veteran receiver. I forgot who else, but they Christian McCaffrey, he's getting older. Kyle Shanahan, he ain't won it yet. Make it happen. Nick Bosa's coming back off an injury. Add another guy. The Cowboys, right? Hey, why not? Why not you make a move yourself? You needed a pass rusher last year. Hey, why not do it now? So seeing the Rams do this, it could start off something where it's like, hey, you know what? The value for Max, especially if they see Max in training camp, you see videos out there, him running around looking good. You know, he's in joint practices looking good, or he's in a preseason game, he looks all right. Reports start to get out there, hey, Max Crosby looks like he's healthy. Okay, could that interest from Max Crosby start to tick back up a little bit because of this trade? And teams are like, we can't sit here with our hands sitting on our hands while the Rams essentially run away with the NFC conference.
I'm trying to look at some of these teams and trying to see if. Okay, so you said Dallas. Do they have 2 first-round picks next year? Do they have 2 first-round picks? Does Dallas have 2 first-round picks?
I don't know if any team does.
Dallas has Green Bay's first-round pick, and that is about it. They don't have their own first-round pick. Did they trade that away?
They might have traded it for Quinton.
Okay. All right. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Trying to look. Browns obviously have 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, but they ain't doing
Jets have 2. Oh, yep. The Jets have 2 first-round picks. No, the Jets have 3. Damn.
Yeah, the Jets ain't doing nothing. The Jets know what they're doing. That's what I'm saying. The Jets know what they're doing, bro. The Jets know exactly what they're doing, and they still might beat us, which would be sad. But the Jets ain't about to. They about to stay in position. They about to try to lose, and if not, they're gonna package all 3 of them things to move up for a quarterback.
Yeah. I think you might have a point there. Maybe San Francisco can package a deal because they're kind of a situation where they're like, they're win now.
They gotta be win now.
Yeah.
Especially with that substation, bro. You know,
That's not a good combination for Max though, too.
Yeah, man, that's facts. Yeah, or Mike Evans. I already got Mike Evans over there with it too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So I'm just thinking like I don't know. Somebody brought up the Eagles was ironic is that I read a report that the Eagles were in on Myles Garrett too, but they refused to give up Jalen Carter in any trade package. And I'm like, it makes sense if Jalen Carter is right and focused. He's Defensive Player of the Year caliber player.
Bro, Cleveland's they're doing it. They're smooth with it. Like they're going after top young defenders on defense. In this case, like on the defensive line, Jalen Carter, and you got Jalen. Obviously, you end up being Verse from the Rams, and then they get another first-round pick. Then he get a second-round pick and a third-round pick. It's like, damn, man, that's smooth. Because Verse is. People don't sleep on Verse. Verse is one of the best young pass rushers in the league too.
Yeah,
he's not Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is one of one.
Exactly.
But if you just look at like their timeline and Myles Garrett timeline, it makes sense. No one thought it was going to happen, but it makes sense. We'll take Howard's wide receiver and a first-round pick.
George Pickens. George Pickens. You don't want George.
Would you want? I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably take CD, but they're not going to do it, huh?
Yeah, they probably won't do it. CD is the more calmer of the two.
If let's say Pickens dominates, because there's Cowboys fans that feel Pickens is the best receiver.
Pickens might be. There's a chance Pickens is a better player. Pickens is also the more volatile player in terms of personality. So you don't want CD is like laid back, chill. You know, seems like he's like laid back, chill kind of person. Yeah. Like that person fits better with the Kubiak, with the Mendoza. Like you don't want Pickens over here. Like you don't want Pickens over here, bro. You don't want Pickens.
Dallas has 2 first-rounders next draft. Nah, they actually traded one of their first-round picks to the Jets.
Yeah.
It's the Jets when they got Quinton Williams. But yeah, man, that pretty much wraps up the talk with assistant coaches. I think a lot of the conversation was just about things that we already know. We'll talk about one quote later on Notable Quotables. Stay tuned for that. And like for example, the wide receiver coach was talking about the receiver depth or the receiver room and how like there's a lot of competition, and it's kind of like, yeah, we know what it is, man. I know it's a lot of competition. I know it's wide open. We know it's wide open. Yeah. Like it's just that type of situation. But yeah, man, if you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're not done yet. We got it's that time, man. It's
Personal foul. 69. Offense. He was giving them the business.
it's flag on the play, and this
Yes.
week we got a lot of different options for flag on a play. We can go a lot of different ways, but Severe, if you want to take it
Kick
away.
it off.
Kick it off.
Kick it off, man. Obviously, the NBA Finals is upon us. It's going to be the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. A replay of the 1999 NBA Finals. You know, the strike-shortened season where the Spurs eventually, you know, end up coming out on top and winning the championship. On the way to the NBA Finals, the Spurs, they did eliminate the Oklahoma City Thunder, whose star player is SGA. You know, SGA is my favorite basketball player in the league right now. His game on the court, you know, I think he's smooth outside. I know people hate the foul baiting, but the one thing that is more egregious than the foul baiting on SGA is his outfits. And this man has some of the sassiest outfits you've ever seen in your life. And Pharaoh sent one to me that was incredibly egregious. It was one of the most egregious outfits I've ever seen an NBA player wear.
It was
on
so
the way to the
bad.
game.
And the thing is,
It was
I kind of fallen off as far as watching the NBA. Like, I've been all in on the NFL, and that's about it. Every now and then I'll catch like the big game or whatever. You know what I mean? A good game or not every now and then. But when I seen this is terrible.
disgusting.
Let me just go ahead and just this right here.
Yeah, you gotta move the logo. You gotta move the photo so they can see the whole the whole package. The whole outfit is wild. Look at this, man. This man is going to a job interview in 1985. He's
man, the jacket, the belt. He's wearing a dress, boots.
This man is
This man is shocked. He's in shock.
This man went shopping at the Goodwill.
but it's terrible, bro.
This is a diabolical outfit, bro. With the brown belt. It's crazy. Now, yes, he's wearing a leather skirt at that, coach.
And what's funny is that we see random stuff all the time. Like, but this one was like, we gotta put this on flag on play. And the thing is, Shea Alexander, like, he could be on flag on a play every week with the fits that he wears.
The outfits. Oh yeah. His outfits are egregious. It is inexcusable. But one thing I did peep when you sent me this photo is look at my man in the back though. He's a sassy pants as well, man. I was like, what is he got on back there? It was a double flag. It's offsetting penalties on the flag. Like, it was wild, my man. And he's walking with confidence too in the back. He's feeling himself back there. He is walking with confidence. But yeah, man. NBA players in general now, a lot of them, man, wearing this weirdo stuff. It's just a new thing. I make fun of Ashton Genty all the time. He been having some wild outfits too. Then somebody sent me a picture.
It's not this though, man. It's not this. It's not this. This is.
It's not that. The skirt is what takes it over the top. But Ashton got some stuff though. Ashton got some stuff too.
The brown belt, and then he black boots, and then just the blazer, and then just some random blue shirt. It's just like, damn. He looks
in Shay's defense, he is Canadian, so you know they ain't got no style. So we know that. In his defense, he is Canadian. He never stood a chance.
Oh man, for real, man. I think whoever they're trusting to be their style coordinator, they're putting too much trust. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't understand it, man. Like, what is the thought process? Like, I want to, like, do they look at me and be like, hey man, this is clean? Like, yeah,
bro, that shit, I don't know what it is, bro. Cause a lot of them wear weirdo stuff like this. Like, a lot of the younger ones. Like, you look at Kyle Kuzma's outfits. Look at some of the stuff Wemby be wearing. Like, bro, how do you even find that stuff in your size? Like, bro, like, what? It was. It's all of them do it, but I've never seen nothing this bad on an
See, the
NBA
first
like
question,
this.
like, see this, I would respect the media if like the media, the first question would have been like, what were you thinking when you walked out?
But they're not gonna do it.
When you walked out,
They're not gonna do it
because they want to keep asking questions. But
yeah.
But come on, bro. Like, I would have respected if someone was like, come on, man. Like, what are you trying to accomplish here, man? Like, this is, it's like, it's on, I think it's on purpose. I think it's on purpose.
A part of me thinks it's on purpose. But like, I don't know. It's one of those situations like, what can I get away with? Like, what can I get away with? Because you could buy anything you want. Well, you can buy anything you want. I don't know. At some level, you just like, I don't care what any of these people say about me.
And if in case anybody was wondering, this shit was disgusting. It was disgusting. But
if that wasn't as bad though, even then, at least it was still. He had the pant, the tuxedo shorts. That was egregious too. But that was just tacky. It wasn't like as just sassy as this.
Oh yeah, LeBron's been guilty, but he's never this is
not that guilty. Yeah,
this is like, bro, like
that's like the worst.
Study
the
this.
Debo Samuel, the Blade Debo Samuel outfit is pretty egregious too. Though.
Oh, Debo Samuel. Oh yeah.
Debo Samuel as Blade. That was pretty egregious too. That's one of the worst ones.
Let me see if I can find that. What you said, Debo Samuel?
Yeah.
Let me see, Debo Samuel as Blade.
I don't think he was as Blade, but he was all leather, so people was like calling him Blade. But
Debo Samuel. I'm gonna type in Blade just to be funny. Let me see if that picture comes in. Oh my.
You got it.
Is this? Hold up. Is this real? Yeah, this is pretty bad. I still say Shay's worse.
Shay's worse. I'm looking at it right now. Shay's worse, but it's pretty egregious too though. But Shay's worse though.
All right, man. Let's take a look quick here. Let's take a look. Oh man. This is when he was playing for the Niners?
Yeah, it's for the Niners, yeah.
Let's see here. Hold up. If you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody coming through. Let's see here. Oh man, this is terrible. This is pretty bad. So this is
yeah, bro.
Right here.
And then just the walk with it though. That's what makes it look so bad.
There's a video clip. Damn, I should have got the video clip. This is terrible.
Yeah, but it's just the still image makes the walk he's doing look like it's just
But who's telling them that this is nice?
He got the ROTC shoes on, bro.
I think they do this on purpose. Like, this is basically equivalent to someone trolling. These are people like this. They're doing it because there's no way that they were like, oh, this is fire.
Yeah, man.
This is bad, man. We gotta call it like we see, man. Flag on the play. It was actually Shai Alexander, man, and he's been a consistent offender. But we just never really called it out because, you know, this is mostly a football show. But, you know, flag on the play is universal. Anybody could get the flag. But, hey, bro, this is definitely flag on the way worthy, man.
It looks so crazy, bro. It looks almost sad wearing it. Like, Debo looks like he's like happy. Like, yeah. Like,
hey,
looks almost sad.
Before the show, so I was like, hey, man, Westbrook, he has some fun.
Russ has some bad ones too, but I don't think anything that bad though.
I don't think he took it to I think Shay's taking it to a whole.
One time One time I swear Russell Westbrook was dressed up as a homeless person. Like he was for sure like dressed up as a homeless person. It was the craziest outfit I ever seen in my life. It was like, bro, like what are you wearing? He had like a rope, or I think he had like a shoelaces tied up for his belt. I was like, bro, you were literally dressed up as a homeless person.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. I thought Shai's performance would have been flagged on the play. Yeah. You could also say
Shai hoop. What are you talking about? This is game 7? Shai hoop. He was the only person to hoop.
Chet's.
Oh, Chet. Oh yeah, Chet. Oh my God, Chet. Yeah, Chet sold them. Chet straight sold them the hell out.
See, Craig Sager. He knew.
Craig Sager was.
But it was just funky suits, just random.
He was fly though. Craig Sager was fly. Look, he was fly in his own way. We knew what Craig Sager was coming to the party to do. Because he knew what time it was.
Because he also didn't care. He didn't care. He was just
yeah.
But Shai, it's just like, come on, bro. Come on, this is too much. This is too much. And then another, you could also say the way the Spurs celebrated after winning the Western Conference Finals is almost like they won a championship. You could probably call that a little bit of a flag. Like, come on, bro. Yeah. So what are y'all gonna do when you win a championship? Y'all about to have a heart attack?
Exactly. It's like
just pass out
like Kobe said, job's not finished.
Job's not
finished.
That was definitely a candidate for flag on a play, but we do got
Craig Sager. That's a good pull right there. Craig Sager was my guy, man.
Yeah. Oh man, right away I got you, man.
Hell no, to the no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no. Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. To the no.
You gotta let it ride on that one. You gotta let it play.
Let it play on that one, man. Hey, right away, man. I appreciate you reminding me, man. I appreciate you reminding me. But we're not done yet, man. We got another flag. What we got this week, man?
Yeah, we got another flag. What we gonna go with? What you want to go with?
You want to go with the Terry Rozier?
Go Terry. Yeah, let's go Terry. Yeah, Terry. Oh my God. Back to the association where they just continue to disappoint, man. There was recently like the FBI. They've been doing just a sweep. If you got a Prize Picks or a FanDuel, you better keep your stuff on lock because the FBI has been just harassing every professional athlete out there with one in these gambling scandals. And obviously Terry Rozier got caught up earlier this season for betting on some of his games, and then some of the videotape that accompanied some of the games that he bet on that he played in. It was a smoking gun, but apparently he took a bribe for $100,000 to throw a game, essentially, or to play bad in the game. And it was one of the dumbest decisions I've ever heard of.
Which basically, this tweet kind of sums it up. Crashed out taking a $100K bribe while playing on a $97 million contract is a crackhead move. And I couldn't agree more, man. Flag on a play on Terry Rozier, man. Like, you...
That is, bruh.
Oh, man, like, there should be a documentary on stuff like this, though. I think there should be a study and documentary when people be doing like crazy stuff like this. And there's gonna be a documentary about this host, like the way, because Terry Rozier was one of the guys that the FBI basically arrested the same day as Chauncey Billups. I know Rozier got arrested, and then a few other people around the NBA. It was on some like movie style scene, like they all came all at once to get these guys. So it's gonna be interesting to see if
I think they got Gil. No, they got Gil before. Hey, Gil straight up said Gil got no shame. Gil was like,
he's
hey. Gil took the picture take a picture with the paper bag. Basically like, yeah, bro, I snitched on all y'all. It was like, it was no shame in this game at all. Like, yeah, bro. Gil was in there. They got Gil a 2-piece and a sweet tea, and Gil was in there drawing diagrams. Like you catch Terry coming out coming out the facility at 3:00. You catch him right now. Like he was in there dropping dimes, bro. Dropping dimes.
Yeah, man. Like Terry Rozier, man. Definitely flag on a play on him. His career is basically, I think, would be over. I'm sure the NBA is probably gonna not. That's a PR nightmare. They're not gonna bring him back. He's not even that big of a talent, where it would be like he's talented. Like he should be in the NBA from a talent perspective, but like, man, this situation is career ender. And now you got to think about like, is he gonna go to jail? Seems like he's gonna. If FBI comes for you, that means you go to jail. You're gonna serve some time because they got everything they need in order.
Unless he's snitching. And if he in there snitching, then he ain't do no time. Exactly. In there snitching, he ain't gonna do no time. You gotta think about like, so I don't know when he got released, if the team they gonna go after his money now because NBA contracts are guaranteed. So will they go after his money? You know, like it's a lot of stuff he got to start thinking about, man, which is crazy. So yeah, man, it's just a dumb move, man. It's a scary Terry. He'll never dribble a basketball in the NBA again. Man, go to China.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, does that nullify his contract? Or does he still
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Damn.
He mess with the integrity of the game, for sure.
Damn. What was he thinking?
Bro, crackhead moves. Like I said, that's like getting fired from a 6-figure job for stealing like office supplies. Like, I'm gonna take this stapler. Like,
just take your money, invest it in stocks. Like, do something. God,
bro,
please.
You're an NBA player, bro. There's so many different there's people literally like throwing money at you all day, like throwing money at you all the time. Like, you lost it over. It's stupid moves.
Yeah, man. Flag on the play.
Hustling backwards.
I wish it was a different. I wish he wasn't that. I wish I would even heard this type of stuff. Like, you don't want to hear this type of stuff, but it is what it is, and we got caught like we see it. Did we have like any honorable mentions? Honorable mentions.
We had some. Oh, honorable mentions. Oh man, JJ McCarthy. Just JJ McCarthy. Period. Oh my God, JJ McCarthy. He's doing himself no favors. Like, it's the video where it's like, it's him and Kyler being interviewed back to back, and Kyler giving the professional quarterback answer. They ask him a question. He's like, "Oh yeah, we have a good relationship. We're working together. It's a team, just trying to get better, trying to help each other get better. I'm a veteran, so I'm trying to teach him stuff." And then JJ McCarthy's like, basically, no, it's like we're in the classroom. He sits at his desk and I sit at mine, and we're both learning at the same time. I'm like, dog, you're not even trying to, like, bro, you're not even trying. And then I don't know if you saw the clip they put out today, the Vikings, where he's throwing a pass to Jawan Jennings, and it's just like, bro, hospital ball. You're gonna get somebody destroyed with the pass he threw. Yeah, just oh my God. Oh my God. Everybody, somebody was like, yeah, that all I see with that pass is 4 broken ribs and CTE. Like, it was like high over the middle with a safety bearing down on. It was like, oh my, what are you doing, dog? What are you doing? It's like, and from what I'm hearing, it's like Kyler is like far and away the better quarterback right now. It's like not even close.
Dang. But, it could be a situation where, it's just going to take time for him to develop. But like the NFL wants players to have immediate success. Yeah. But so it might just work out for him as far as like, you know what? Hey, he just needs to get better. And maybe he might have one of those like careers where, later on, like a Geno Smith or obviously Sam Darnold is the ultimate example because he ended up winning the Super Bowl with the Seahawks. It might be that type of situation. JJ McCarthy might be one of those guys, or he could just be he could just be a bust. It'd be possible that he could just be a bust. We'll see, man. But I hear you. I think he's not taking it well. He's definitely not taking it. He's not being mature about it. But it is what it is, man. The NFL is tough, man. It ain't college. It's there's no relationships. There's no allegiance. If you're not getting the job done, like, it's a tough business. I mean, I think some guys have more of like a longer leash as far as like, all right, they're gonna give more of a chance, especially if they've proven it. Yeah. But man, you would think they would have gave him more an opportunity, but then since he's been hurt early on in his career, it's just like he's had less and less time. So I'm sure McCarthy's like, damn, I didn't even get enough time because he hasn't even been on the field like that, especially early on in his career. So it's like I can see where he's coming from a little bit, but hey, man, you gotta get a job done. Gotta compete. My guy Smoke with the super chat. Appreciate you, my guy. What's good, man? Appreciate you coming through, supporting the show as always. Ty says Ty Simpson is the next JJ McCarthy, in my opinion.
Nah, I mean, if you look at quarterbacks that more comparable to JJ McCarthy, technically it'd be Fernando Mendoza. Just a lot of people said JJ McCarthy was like he's like a system quarterback, and he wasn't asked to do a lot in the system, had a lot of talent around him, and that I think they went undefeated too. I think they went 15-0 and won a national championship.
Yeah, but I think Mendoza was a lot more productive than McCarthy.
It was a lot more productive, and I think he's more
he's
way higher football IQ as well. But if you're looking at what the situations were,
he was more clutch too.
Well, I think like JJ McCarthy, I think like you look at it, I think there was a stat like his third down conversion rate was like one of the highest, and then like something else like in clutch situation. He had other stats where people were like, that's why people were like, yeah, he can be really good. And you look at Ty Simpson had to do a lot more with a lot less. So it's like Ty Simpson wouldn't be the comparison for JJ McCarthy. You'd have to look at some other bum quarterback, like not even Mitch, maybe Mitch Trubisky. I guess maybe that would be a better one. Maybe, but Mitch Trubisky.
I think Alabama had better receivers than Michigan. Nah. I'm trying to think who did Michigan have?
Michigan. Michigan.
They might have had one guy.
Damn, they had two guys that got drafted, but they're both drafted late. One was drafted by the Jets. His light skinned guy. Dang, he was a speedster. I forget his name.
Was it the Steelers? Steelers that got him? Steelers got the receiver from Michigan?
Oh, I want to say I thought it was the Jets. I forget his name.
Okay.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, man. But hey, look, if you haven't already, make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We're not done yet. We're going live on both our channels. If it's your first time joining us, don't forget to click in, as we like to say. Subscribe for both channels. Obviously, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and anybody watching the replay, definitely leave a comment. Hit the hype button if you see it. Hey, man, all that support really helps us out. So definitely do that for us. We really appreciate it. We're not done yet, man. We got notable quotables. This is where we play quotes, and then we all react to it and have a conversation about it. So what's our first quote, Severe?
Yeah, man, I think you had it. Coach Rico. I think he was talking about just the offensive line, and he had a few interesting things to say. Man, may give us a little bit of a peek into what their plan is for the future.
Here we go.
Right direction. We spoke with Tyler Linderbaum last week, and he said that the line has a long ways to go still in terms of where you guys want to be. What steps have they taken so far this early that have been positive in getting to where you want them to?
All right, so real quick, it's probably hard to hear her ask that question. A lot of stuff going on in the background. She pretty much asked them like, she talked about what Linderbaum said last week in his presser, and how that the line has a long ways to go, and she's asking the offensive line coach Rick Dennison if what steps have they taken in order for them to get better and gel and all that good stuff, and the importance of a center like Tyler Linderbaum.
Well, it's grinding every day, doing the same thing every day, and Mario, my assistant or run game coordinator, says muscles are dumb. You got to train them, and they've been training really hard. I mean, it might be monotonous to do the same drills, the same combinations, but we got to be synced. The five guys up front, it's really important for everybody to see the same thing, and usually it's through the center's eyes, because he's the only one that sees both sides. And that's the steps they've been doing. They've been grinding away. They've been doing it. They've been working hard. It's a steady climb up, and it's just going to take a lot of hard work, and they're not afraid of that.
So I thought that was interesting because he talks about like them seeing the same things, having the same combination, same guys out there. And you start thinking about it a little bit. Like, obviously, Rick Dennison, night and day difference from the offensive line coach that we had last year when you talk about experience and success in the NFL. So we got to respect the guy in the building. Very important coach to have on the coaching staff. We all know how important that having a good offensive line is and developing that position group. We got that guy. He knows how it's done. He knows how to develop that room. And so what he says, it carries weight. So when he talks about consistency, seeing the same thing over and over again, having the same guys over and over again, you start to think like Spencer Buford at left guard must be a real thing. Glaze right now at right tackle must be a real thing. So, and these are obviously Colt Miller, JPJ, they're holding down their spots. And then I was Tyler Linderbaum. Those guys, we'll just assume that they're going to be the starters. Left guard, right tackle could be maybe the possible change, but it seems like he wants to get this combination of 5 guys. He wants to figure that out as soon as possible because he understands how important it is for them to get reps together and develop chemistry and play together, as well as, obviously just doing the same thing over and over again to develop some level of cohesion. Do you think that Buford will be the opening day starter at left guard? And do you think Glaze will be the opening day starter at right tackle?
I think presently somebody has to take those jobs. I think those guys are in the driver's seat to win those jobs. Burford, he was a starter for the 49ers before in a similar system. Experienced guy in the league. So he knows kind of what the expectations are playing in this wide zone, this outside zone scheme. So I know a lot of people say it was his fault that the 49ers lost that Super Bowl because I think he's the one that got beat when Brock Purdy got hurt, if I recall correctly. So a lot of people blame him for the 49ers not having a Super Bowl win right now. But, he's a guy that's experienced, and he's good in the run game. So, and we know the Raiders want to run the ball. They want to do what they can to make sure Asante gets his, a second chance of having, a big impact in his second year in the league. So I think he's the inside track. And unless a guy like Caleb Rogers or Meredith can really come on strong late, I think he'll likely end up winning that job. And then Glaze, same thing, right? We saw some success out of Glaze early in his career. His first year, he played much better than I think any of us thought he would. Then he had a massive regression last year. I think a lot of that had to do with, the coaching. And I'm sure they spent part of the offseason running one scheme, and then that was scrapped, and then they're running an entirely new scheme and not being coached on how to on that new scheme. So I think he'll probably get a do-over. And the only competition he really has right now is Charles Grant, who's never really played on the right side. And then Trey Zune, who's, I think he spent most of his time at left tackle as well at Texas A&M. So 2 guys that are fairly new to the right side, both very inexperienced guys as well. So like he probably has an inside track on that job also. So like I said, unless somebody comes out and really just snatches that job out of their hands, I think that's likely our opening day starters.
Yeah. I'm look, at the end of the day, like I want the best. Like I want the most talented guys to play, but then you can make an argument. It's not really about talent for talent. It's just who are the best 5 that play well together.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to, offensive line. So like, if it's Glaze and Buford and they mesh well with the offensive line with JPJ, Linderbaum, and then obviously Cole Miller, then hey, look, I'm not mad at it. But preferably, the scenario I would like for it to play out would be like Charles Grant actually gives the coaches some pause as far as like to think about like, hey, maybe we should make this change because there's some talent, there's some level of like talent here with Charles Grant that we don't see with Glaze. Glaze, he's been a guy that's been a starter the last 3 seasons. Grant is a guy that can give a full season to and evaluate him. And if they determine like, hey, you know what, Grant, we like him, but maybe he's not a guy that we could probably see as a starter moving forward, they can address that right tackle position in the draft, and knowing they can do it with confidence.
Yeah.
And they can easily do that. And I've said that, like, the trenches, right tackle could be a spot they can address in 2027 draft. Obviously, pass rusher, easily we could see them going after, especially because we don't know how the Max Crosby situation is going to unravel. And then if he is still with the team, who's on the opposite side of them? Because, like, the Raiders got to continue to build his defense, continue to add depth. Look at the talented teams. Look at the Jets. Look at the Browns. And I'm not saying, like, these teams are winning, but, like, look at how they're, like, just continue to add talent to the point where it's undeniable, where, like, hey, look, the coach got to get it done. The quarterback need to get it done. That's the situation I want the Raiders to be in, where it's, like, no doubt that, like, Mendoza got to get it done, or, you know, Clint Kubiak has to get it done because he has all this talent on this football team. I don't think the Raiders have been in that position. They haven't been in that position in a while.
Yeah.
Where you'd be like, oh man, we've always had excuses. We all like, well, you know, Derek Carr, when he was the quarterback, he's like, he didn't have this, he didn't have that, and this, that, third. To a point, you're right. Like, he didn't have all that.
Yeah.
But I think the Raiders need to. I want to see a better product on the football field, and I want them to be one of the most talented football teams in the NFL. And for them to do that, they got to put the players out there and evaluate them, and then make a decision and try to replace that position or add more depth to that position. So,
yeah,
for me personally, I would like Charles Grant out there because it just puts him in a better position to address that right tackle. But if Glaze is the guy, because better coaching does make a difference.
Definitely.
Because the offensive line coach last year was terrible. And the offensive line coach the previous year wasn't good because he was one of the guys that got fired.
Exactly.
So,
and what's ironic is that guy came over from the 49ers. He was assistant offensive line coordinator, assistant offensive line coach with the 49ers, James Craig. So he came over. So, you know, like, you know, that's another guy. I think he was at LSU before that. You know, he had some success at LSU and with the 49ers, but obviously couldn't replicate that with us. But yeah, man, like, offensive line is one of the position groups where chemistry and cohesion is the most important, because you guys got to be on the same page. You guys all got to see it the same, read it the same, know how to react, you know when to help, how long to help, how much to help. Like, all of that stuff is important, and you have to make those, you know, decisions in the split second. So it's important those guys get as much work as possible together. So it's going to be imperative that they make their decision quickly. We've been hearing that Trey Zune is working on the right side. We heard that Charles Grant did get some work on the right side as well. I haven't heard about anything at left guard yet. You know, I don't think I've heard anything. I don't know if you've heard anything.
I'm sure there's someone filling in on the second team at left guard. There's someone is, whether it's Meredith.
Yeah, I think it's Meredith, but
or Caleb Rogers. You know what I mean? I would even like Caleb Rogers to make it interesting at left guard. That would be interesting, because I know they took him in the third round the year prior, and that would be a nice little situation to unfold if that were to happen. But like I said, it's put out the best five that play well together.
Right.
That's what it really come down to. But it just sounds like Rick Dennison's trying to figure out this starting lineup sooner rather than later. Like, he's not going to waste any time, because he understands, like, how crucial it is for the same five to play with each other. You know, pause if necessary, man. I gotta.
First of all,
Hey, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Jesus says add Joey Bosa.
Joey Bosa.
Didn't he sign somewhere? I thought he signed.
No, I don't know. Now, he was with the Bills last year, I think. I don't know if he's with anybody this year.
Didn't he sign? I feel like he signed somewhere.
I don't know. I don't remember. I know last year was I think it was the Bills last year. I don't know if I don't think he's still there though. I think that was a 1-year deal.
Oh, I think the 49ers might have. Did the 49ers sign him
to play with Nick? Oh, I didn't hear anything about that.
Okay, I think it says 49. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, he's still available. I think he's been linked to the 49ers because of his brother being there.
That would make sense if they need somebody opposite of him, because Mike Hill is kind of developing still, and then I forgot who else they got. So I think they added. Did they add Clea? I think they added Clea again. Clea was playing with them again. Yeah, man. I know we got one more notable quotable. And this one from Coach JB show. You know, Coach JB. You know, what can I say about Coach JB, man? But I think he had Sean King and Eric Weddle on the show, and it kind of leads a little bit back to the conversation we were talking about before, just around quarterbacks and the quarterback, you know, just the quarterback play in college football and in NFL. He has some interesting things to say about true freshman quarterback last year, Bryce Underwood, who's a Michigan, who's a 5-star recruit, number 1 recruit in the class, I want to say. And you know, obviously started last year from Michigan.
And mark my words, I was out there for spring ball. Don't be surprised if the backup's playing early, because that Underwood kid, you know, I don't think he could throw or play quarterback. So we'll see.
Really? Boy, moved Bryce Underwood to defensive end.
It's like, I don't understand. Like, it's just quarterbacks in general, but I don't understand how the position's not being taught, like, from the pocket. Like, I try to teach, like Coach Gage, you are a quarterback first who can be an athlete. You're not an athlete who plays quarterback. So I have taught him from the ground up, from pocket awareness, from timing to footwork. Like, all that stuff matters, because at the end of the day, your athleticism can only take over so much. You get to the next level, everyone's as fast as you, everyone's as strong as you. Like, your mind, processing, pocket awareness, feel, and getting the ball out on time is what I've stressed to him most.
So he goes on a little mini rant about the quarterback position, which makes me feel good about Mendoza, because I feel like he kind of projects well into playing the position that way. I think that's how he kind of plays. I think there is I think it's valid to, like, hey, he needs some development, especially from going under center, and that's going to be different from him playing from shotgun. I get it, which obviously we have Kirk Cousins, and to mitigate, you know, that process of him developing on that area. So give him some time. But he makes some good points, man. He makes some good points, and I think that's the state of the quarterback position. I think everybody wants to, and I've been guilty of this too. I want to get a quarterback that's athletic, but you don't want an athlete playing the quarterback position. You want a quarterback that is a good quarterback first. That's an athlete second. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, and I think that's the best case scenario. I think, especially when you're talking about the NFL, like, that's what it really come down to. I mean, what's your take on the comments by Eric Weddle, former safety? Hey, didn't the Raiders try to go after him? I feel like the Raiders tried to go after him.
I think they did try to go after him. He ended up going to the Ravens instead of coming to us.
Yeah.
So he went from the Chargers to the Ravens to finish out his career, which is ironic, because I think he probably played with Lamar. But that's neither here nor there. But you know.
But Lamar, though, can play the quarterback position, though.
That's not what people said early in his career.
Yeah, early in his career. But there was a development there.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying you take into account that he's talking about Bryce Underwood, who was a true freshman last year, whose head coach, we all know what his head coach was doing, who also didn't have a dedicated quarterback coach last year either. So he's a 5-star recruit, true freshman, playing in the toughest or the second toughest conference in all of football, whether you think it's the Big Ten or SEC. He's in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
For one of the more storied franchises. You know, all the pressure, playing in Ann Arbor, in the elements, you know, in the big house. Well, I don't know if they played Ohio State last year. No, they did play Ohio State last year, I want to say. Yeah, they played Did they play? Nah, they might have played at Ohio State, but they played it in the elements in a lot of these stadiums. So he's a guy that's having to deal with these conditions as a 17, 18-year-old kid with no quarterback coach, right? So he's going through all of this stuff, trying to learn how to play without that dedicated guidance. So, and you want to judge him what he's doing as a true freshman. If we judged all these quarterbacks on what they did as true freshmen, we think all of them was trash. People thought K. Klubnik was trash for the longest time, and then as a junior or sophomore or junior, he was considered one of the better NFL prospects at the quarterback position, right? Like you see it time and time again. These guys come in and play as young men playing against grown men, because you're a true freshman, 17, 18-year-old kids a lot of time playing against fully guys that are 6 months away from being drafted in the NFL, right? So it's like it's not going to look like a finished product. You wouldn't expect it to look like a finished product. So got to give this guy some time to develop. And I mean, the thing about college is that college, their job isn't to get guys ready to play in the NFL or teach them how to play the quarterback position. The job is to win games. So a lot of times these guys aren't being taught like how to go through progressions and how to make full field reads. And I was like, Mendoza doesn't know how a lot of that stuff. He didn't do a lot of that stuff at Indiana. And, and people say, well, it's Kirk Cignetti's fault. Yeah, it's Kirk Cignetti's fault, because Kirk Cignetti's job wasn't to prepare Mendoza for the NFL. It was to win games. And guess what? He got Mendoza to win games and win a Heisman Trophy and go 16-0. So the guy that's, one of the more well-prepared quarterbacks coming out of college in recent years, that especially in terms of preparation and mechanics and attention to detail, he still has vast amounts of stuff that he didn't do well in college when it came to playing the quarterback position. So you're comparing a guy that's been in college for 4 years to a kid who spent 1 year in college. Like it's ridiculous. So I just think he needs to pump the brakes, hold his horses, and let the kid develop. Let him get with a quarterback. He's learning a new offense too. So let the kid go through these growing pains.
I guess because he's tough on it, because he's a former NFL player. He's coaching his son, and he's telling him how to. And this is kind of like to a bigger conversation, even when when you hear guys like Tom Brady talk about how the quarterback position is developed, it's night and day difference to where he was able to learn. I feel like there's a lot more quarterback gurus these days than there was before. So I think guys are working on their game a lot earlier than I think previous quarterbacks, but they're learning the position a lot differently, or they're learning how to play the position a lot differently than they did before, which is obviously all the fundamentals that you want to do, from winning in the pocket and all that good stuff, right? So I think,
but that's the thing, they learn all of that stuff. They learn, first of all, a lot of these kids, especially if you have money, you got your kid is with a quarterback coach, a throwing coach from the time he's 6-7 years old. I know kids who are my son's age, that are already with dedicated quarterback coaches every weekend, going out there and going through full passing programs every weekend, doing that kind of stuff, learning all this stuff. But what Tom is talking about, I think, and Tom clarified it too, is that he's talking about making reads, making full field reads, understanding, leverage on coverage, and understanding where to go, how to check from this to that, and actually going to the line and having command of an offense. That's a lot of what he was talking about. Because in terms of the actual throwing and all that stuff, like I said, a lot of these kids are doing that at a super early age.
Yeah. So
and football is a year-round sport now for a lot of these kids. So they have their season, then they do passing leagues, and then they do 11. Then they do passing leagues, and then they do 7-on-7. So they're doing all this stuff all year round, throwing the football. So they can make the throws and do all that stuff. A lot of time that isn't the issue. It's just the mental aspect of the game. I think that's what Tom is talking about. What Eric Riddle's talking about is this is a kid learning a new offense, and I'm sure he probably.
It makes me think too that some of these quarterbacks that are young and in college, I know some do, but I wish that like all of them were able to take into consideration like where they go to as far as how they can develop as a quarterback. And sometimes you see the talent with some of these guys, but then they go into a situation where like you said, like they're not really focusing on getting better as a quarterback. They're just like figuring out ways to win and win in a style where it's not going to work in the NFL. So like guys like I don't know if this is a good example, but I wish that he went. I actually wish that he left South Carolina.
Lenore Sellers.
Yeah, and he got with like a quarterback coach or offensive coordinator that would got him ready for the NFL, because he has like the tools. Like those guys, it'd be really exciting to see them go into situations where they develop their skill set, and then because then now like those are future. Basically top 3 picks. Being honest.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like a lot goes into the decision. Obviously, they're getting paid from some of these top schools. They're looking at the location. There's so many things that go into the decision, man. My guy Anthony Estrada, man. There you go, man. Lock in, man. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. And hit that notification. But yeah, I just wish the young college quarterbacks would take that into consideration. Is like go to a place where you develop as a quarterback. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like get ready for the NFL. I think some do, but maybe not all have that opportunity, or they just kind of stick with what they know. But like that to me, guys like Lenore Sellers and you know what I mean, some of these young quarterbacks, like even for he's not going to be playing in college football anymore. And Brandon Sorsby, I wanted him to go into an offense where he prepares them for the NFL, kind of. But I don't even think that Texas Tech would have. Texas Tech probably would have did more of the same. If anything.
Yeah. Sorsby may not be ready for the NFL. He ready for the NBA though.
Whoa, hey man, hey, what's the update on Sorsby? Is he going to be in the supplemental draft? I think that he's trying to fight that decision. That appeal.
No. So he was trying to fight the appeal. I don't know. I think I haven't followed up since like this past weekend. He was supposed to have a court hearing on Monday. Basically the NCAA was like, look, if we allow him to play, like there's like basically no player that ever has bet on sports has been allowed to play like in that league for their league like again, right? So it's like, so you want us to break this precedent to let this guy play under the guise of like, I think he said it was some mental health issues. He's like, well, if you do that, basically NCAA said if you do that, then every time somebody gets caught gambling, then they can just claim this same mental health issue and go to therapy for a little while and be eligible to play again. They're like, no, we're like, we don't want to start this precedent. So it's like the NCAA has put their foot down. Like he's like, hey, you know what? They literally said, hey, he's free to play football at any other level he wants to, but we are not going to allow him to play in NCAA.
Right. Yeah, that's a crazy situation. And it'd be crazier if I wonder what team was going to take, like because he's going to probably go in a supplemental draft, and I wonder who's going to like take that risk. Depending on the team, it's going to be super intriguing. Like
the Rams.
Man, if the Rams do it, like Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Sean McVay. Like I'm kind of disappointed that Ty Simpson went to the Rams just because I wanted Sean McVay to work with one of these super toolsy guys. I mean, Stafford is basically that. Like, he got a cannon of arm. But imagine giving him the athleticism of a quarterback and also the goal. Basically, to give him his version of Mahomes.
Exactly.
Like that'd be crazy. And I think San Francisco tried to do that with Trey Lance, but it just didn't work out.
Exactly.
But if you get one of these offensive, like, it can go left. Obviously, Trey Lance didn't work out, but Mahomes did with Andy Reid, and you seen what happened. Yeah. Like, he turned into the best quarterback in the league based off his talent, but also the way Andy Reid coaches and develops that position.
Yeah. And like Sorsby is the thing about Trey Lance is Trey Lance played like 1 year in college football, and he had like a little fake like few games because of COVID, and he's playing at North Dakota State. Sorsby has actually played. Salute. I think it's Ben. Salute. But Sorsby's actually played like a lot of college football, so he has the experience that was the main thing that Trey Lance was lacking. So doesn't have that. I don't think he's reached that 20 games yet. That that was kind of the standard that you were looking for. He would have reached it this past year, had he not been going crazy on FanDuel or whatever. But so like that would be the that would be the one knock against him. But if you get him in the program and let him sit, especially like a program like the Rams, sit behind Stafford, another guy who with kind of a similar build, similar tools, like that can turn into something. Could turn into something.
Yeah, man. If you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody coming through. Man, great show, great conversation. We're not done yet. Before we head out of here, man, what's real, what's not? This is where we say a statement. Y'all react to it and let us know if it's real or not. And the first, or actually the only one, what's real, what's not this week is no Raiders wide receiver will have more than 700 yards receiving. Is that real or is it not? So let us know in the chat if that's real or not. No Raiders wide receiver will have more than 700 yards receiving. Ooh, damn, no more than 700.
Wide receiver, that's the key word too.
Yeah, I think that's not real. I think Clint Kubiak's going to be able to get one of these receivers, Jalen Naylor or even Trey Tucker, to get more than 700 yards. Will they get 1,000? I don't know. But 700 yards? More than 700 yards? Yeah, I can see it happening. Because Trey Tucker had 600 and something yards last year?
He might have had 7. I think he had 7 last year.
So if he had 700 yards in a terrible offense, then he could probably get the same, if not a little bit more.
But there were extenuating circumstances with him getting that 700 yards, right? Because Brock Bowers was gone most of the year. Michael Mayer really didn't get a lot of targets. Jack Best didn't get a lot of playing time. Dante Thornton getting a lot of playing time. Jacoby Myers got traded halfway through the year. So basically they were kind of force feeding the ball to Trey Tucker. That's basically the only wide receiver threat that we had. So, and I think I want to say that's the only season he has to where he's eclipsed 700 yards.
So you're saying this year there's going to be other players that's going to get in his way outside in the wide receiver room?
I think there'll be other guys. I think Brock Bowers is going to take up a lot more.
Which he was last year. Every time
he was hurt. He was hurt a lot last year.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, he was out there. He played more than 10 games. Brock Bowers played more than 10 games.
But probably he was hobbled. But he was hobbled though. I remember a lot of what people said was that excuse me, Brock Bowers didn't get the ball enough, right?
Right.
That's a lot of people's complaint. Then you think about the run game. We're gonna run the ball a lot more. Run the ball a lot more with two backs. Kubiak likes to be a very balanced offense. And so you're gonna be a very be a very balanced offense. So, then you got to think about if they start passing the ball more to Jack Best, if they want to get Mike Dixon more of my guy Malik Benson, aka Mike Dixon. Jalen Naylor, right? Jalen Naylor only had 400 some yards last year. Then if they go what's been all the rage in the league recently is that teams are going 12 and 13 personnel. Are we going 13 personnel with Michael Mayer and Carter Runyon out there? So where we only have one receiver out there. So does that limit his opportunities? I don't think we have a player that goes over 700, man. I don't think we have a player that goes over 700.
I think it's going to happen. And I think that if Kubiak is...
Well, no, we're not a wide receiver. I think Brock does.
Right. Yeah, I think if Kubiak is who we think he is, he's going to find a way to obviously get Brock Bowers the football, which we know that.
Yeah.
But also he's going to find a way to get Brock Bowers the ball, but also create opportunities for everybody else. So if everything goes right, it's Brock Bowers, and then he's going to find a way to get people open through manipulating the coverage using Brock Bowers. Not to say that he's going to use Brock Bowers as a decoy all the time, but there's going to be situations where Brock is probably going to take a little bit of attention from that defense, and then it's going to be whoever is going to be the next guy up. And it could possibly be Mayer. It could possibly be if you're talking about wide receiver,
wide receivers, yeah.
Jalen Naylor, Trey Tucker. It could happen. I'm just saying, like 700. Come on, bro. This is gonna be more than 700 yards. So you're saying it's real. You're saying it's real.
I'm saying it's real. I think Brock Bowers has a big year. I think Ashton Jeanty has a bigger year in terms of receiving out of the backfield. And
I gotta look at
and I think Michael Mayer gets more involved as well. I think we spread the production out a little bit. And I think no guy gets over that.
I gotta look that up. What wide receiver?
And injury too. Injury might play a factor as well.
Did anybody get 1,000 yards in wide receiver room? I don't think anybody did, right?
No, hell no. Nobody got close. Trey Tucker led us last year. He was like 700 something.
In the NFL. Let's see if I can get this. Man, that. The Patriots. Damn. Packers. The Chargers. Okay,
the Packers probably, yeah. The Packers, that makes sense.
But Chargers didn't get 1,000-yard receiver? What?
Last year? 1,000? You said 1,000? Last year they probably didn't. Because Quentin Johnson might have led them. Or not Ladd. And now Ladd was hurt, I think. So the Bills for sure didn't have anybody. But Khalil Kashir probably got close.
See, this is where like AI just be. It's not
AI
even. It's not even listening to Raiders. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me just fact check this. NFL offense receiving stats. Let's take a look here.
Let's see.
I'm trying to see. I can believe the Bills.
The Bills, yeah. The Bills will make sense. Let's see. Yeah, the Bills. Khalil Kashir last year got 719. That was the top guy, but yeah, everybody else he played all 16 games. He barely got 719. And you can make the argument Khalil Kashir is better than every receiver we have. Which is sad. The Dolphins, Jalen Waddle. I forgot they had Jalen Waddle last year. So he had 910. Yeah. The Patriots, they probably had somebody.
Damn.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs did it. Last year, the Bills will probably be the closest one last year. Oh no, the Titans.
Keenan Allen led the team with 777 yards.
Oh, so last year's Titans team, their leading receiver was Alec Iomanner, the player I wanted to draft over Jack Bash, by the way. But he got 515 yards. Their leading receiver overall was Chig Okonkwo, who had 560 yards. So yeah, look.
Damn, these teams. Hey, it's kind of surprising that a lot of teams kind of struggle to produce 1,000-yard receiving, like especially in today's NFL, where damn. Hey, low key, man. Hey, defense has been clapping down offenses, man. Even with the rules.
Not for sure.
Like
they figure out a way. So yeah, see the Packers last year, their leading receiver was Romeo Doubs, who was way better than any receiver, and he had 724 yards. He's way better than any receiver we have in our team. And they're gonna run a similar style of game to us, where they run the ball a lot. Josh Jacobs had 234 carries. Emmanuel Wilson had 125. Their leading wide receiver was Romeo Doubs with 724. Who was way better than any receiver on our team currently. And then their second leading receiver was Christian Watson, but he was hurt. So if he didn't get hurt, he would have did it. He would probably had 1,000. So he had 611 in 10 games. But right after that, yes, Tucker Kraft. He only played 8 games, 49. But he's a tight end. Matthew Golden didn't get a lot of run, but 361. So yeah. So if it wasn't for Romeo Doubs, it was 724. So a lot of these teams got one guy over that 700 mark. And every guy is better than every receiver on our team right now. And these aren't you could think maybe, you could say the Titans don't really have a great head coach offensively.
TK saying, let's make a friendly wager. Severe loser has to wear SGA fit from flag on a play.
I'm not wagering that at all, bro. I'm not.
That's too risky, man.
Never in a million years.
That's way too risky.
Not wagering that at all.
DK's trying to go for that.
Look, I'm not that confident in my prediction. I'm not confident in my prediction.
Especially if it's a situation where a receiver got like 600 yards or 600 some yards or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. I think Bash will step up a little bit. I think Naylor had 400 something yards last year. He'll step up to like 600 something. Tucker will take a step back. I think Michael Mayer might step up a little bit. Carter Runyon probably gets a little more targets if we run 13 personnel more. Brock has way more production this year than he did last year because he'll be healthy. And then I think we run the ball a lot more than we do last year, just by virtue of Clint winning that balanced attack. So I think there's a strong possibility that we don't have a guy, but there's a possibility that Trey Tucker has a big year.
Let me look at Seattle. Obviously,
JSN. It was JSN.
I know JSN, but I'm trying to look at like this
nobody else.
Yeah,
maybe Shaheed.
I wanted to see how the offense was distributed after JSN, because that might be a dead giveaway there, because like Brock Bowers is probably going to be up. He's going to be in a situation where he's going to be
the JSN.
Yep, he's going to be the JSN of offense, and then
damn, JSN at 17 though. God, damn near 18.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, see, look, never mind. Let me see.
Seattle.
Yeah, see, JSN had 18, and then the next person was Cooper Kupp with 593. Then after that, AJ Barner tight end at 519, and after that, Kenneth Walker 282. So it was JSN only, and then Kenneth Walker, they ran the ball 507 times, which is kind of a lot. But yeah, JSN had all the production, and then after JSN, they didn't have a single receiver over six. Not another receiver over 600. So JSN with 1,800, and not another receiver over 600.
Damn. So you're telling me that Clint Kubiak doesn't believe in a balanced attack?
He does, but just
in the wide receiver room, he's just gonna
in the wide receiver room.
So he's just gonna give the ball he's gonna
Brock.
Give the ball, yeah. Well, I ain't mad at that. You got to give the ball to the playmakers.
He's the only reliable guy we got.
Yeah.
We got some other maybes.
Damn, you know what? Genty might get into the receiving action. That it'd be hella nasty. If Genty gets 700 something yards, he's the second.
Oh, I can see it because he didn't have a
receiver on the team. That's disgusting.
He didn't because Clint didn't have a back that can really receive last year. Because K9 is a terrible receiver. Genty's a really good receiver.
Yeah. But him being the second leading receiver, if that happens, that is nasty though. And that's nasty. Basically man. If you're a receiver, you got to be disgusted by it. Like if you're a receiver on that team, you got to be like, damn. Like,
look, you got to squeeze all the value out of this running back though, right? You might have to.
Yeah, man, it is what it is. My guy Salvatore says Christian McCaffrey got 924 receiving yards in 2025. That might mean Genty may go off this year.
But 2025,
not even that.
That wasn't Kubiak though.
Remember we looked up Kamara and what he did in Kubiak's offense?
It's like 500 something yards, I believe.
Was it 500?
Yeah, it was something
low.
low.
Oh, that was his year where he had like his best rushing performance, right?
He had one of his better rushing performances, I want to say. One of his better rushing performances. A solid, I think top five pass receiving performance, but not one of his best. Well, I guess one of his best, but like not like the top.
It was his best from a total output. Let me see. Yeah, it is. 950 yards rushing. That was the most.
Yeah. So I'm saying, it was one of his better rushing years. Yeah, I'm talking about like receiving.
Oh, receiving?
Yeah.
500 yards from running back is good. But that's, if you're talking about Kamara's standards. Like,
exactly. You're looking at Kamara standards.
But the thing is, though, he built up his standards like his first 2 years of his career.
But even look at Kamara was the second leading receiver on the team, and he was behind the tight end by 5 yards.
Oh,
that's year everybody was hurt though.
In 2020.
Yeah, he was the second leading receiver on the team, behind Taron Johnson. Taron Johnson put up 548 yards. Kamara put up 543. Foster Moreau was third with 413.
Mayer. So basically, it's gonna be Bowers and Mayer show. Bowers, Mayer, and Genty show, basically.
But you can't. I mean, that's not an accurate look because that's the year Chris Olave and Shaheed both got hurt. So,
but just realistically, if you're looking at the talent, that's basically what it is. It's gonna be
for
Bowers, Genty, and then Mayer's arguably third. He's mixing Jalen Naylor.
Yeah.
And then like after that, it's kind of a toss up. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, Kubiak don't play around. He's like, I'm giving the ball to my player. He might
the best player.
So McBride actually broke Bowers' record last year
for tight end.
I think catches. McBride. Trey McBride, what did he finish with last year? I think he was like all-pro. He had an all-pro year last year.
Yeah, he finished as the best receiver or best tight end in the league last year.
As far as from a statistical output, he had 126 receptions.
Yeah, he put up 1,239 yards too. So he led that team in receiving.
Damn, he had 111 in 2024 for 1,100 yards, and he had 126 last year for 1,200 plus yards.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh boy, gotta have a bounce. Man, bro, gotta have a bounce back year this year.
And
he not like had a bad year last year, but he was hurt. But yeah, he gotta retake that spot.
He had 11 touchdowns last year. Damn, he had a crazy year last year. McBride?
Yeah.
Off.
Yeah.
Played all 17 games. 70 games started. He didn't miss a game. 100, but he did get 169 targets. But 126 catches though. That's pretty impressive.
That's hella good. Yeah.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. But I'm not gonna lie. I think Brock he has the potential. If he has the potential to surpass that.
Oh, for sure.
126 is a lot, though. I ain't gonna front.
For sure.
But I think Brock has that potential. If he did his 112 his rookie year, and now if you give him a good play caller, good offense, and now a whole offseason where they're like, we're gonna give you the ball, and he's basically this is his third year in the league.
Yeah.
Third year, man. That's a breakout year.
Yeah.
That's where players figure it out. Or they're supposed to figure it out. Damn, McBride, I was kind of saying McBride. Damn. So it's McBride and Bowers, basically. Two top tight ends.
Yeah.
Then everybody else from a receiving standpoint. Sam.
Yeah. Sam Laporta.
Nah,
Cal Pitts had a good year, but I don't think he's quite those guys.
Yeah. Same thing with Sam Laporta. Like, they're good, but they're not great.
Yeah.
They're good. They're not. They're good. They're not McBride or McBride. You can make an argument, but McBride has kind of like. Is he better than Bowers?
He's not more talented than Bowers, but he was better than Bowers last year.
Yeah, but because Bowers is hurt.
Yeah. I mean, right now, if you're ranking tight ends, you put Trey McBride at number 1, just based off recency.
But
and the fact that Brock came into the league with injury concerns.
But Bowers just gets it at will. Like, he gets open at will.
Trey is like that too, man. People sleep on Trey. Trey's not the athlete that Brock is. Nah. But Trey gets busy, man.
The only thing is like, damn, like, we've never seen Brock actually play with a like actual creative or good play caller. Like a good offense, good play call. Like, we never seen that. Yeah. And then now you give him a Cousins.
But have you seen that out of Trey either though? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Who did McBride have last year? He had,
I don't know. His head coach was a defensive guy. I don't know who their offensive coordinator was.
Yeah. And it's kind of similar situation. There's nobody else on offense. I'm trying to think.
Nah, I mean, which guy they have? They have Michael Wilson and Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah. Hey, before we get head out of here, this is a random. I don't know if I brought this up to you. Would you trade for Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Hell yeah.
For what would be the highest if you're the Raiders? What's the highest you'd give him? Because I think he would fit in perfectly with Mendoza.
If I'm the Raiders, what am I giving? Probably right now he's third year in the league. I'm gonna give it a third for him. I low key would. I'm wanting to say second, but since you only have like that 1 year before you got to make the decision on his 5th-year option, that's why I'm only saying the third. But
yeah,
I mean, we drafted Trey down. He's probably like Trey down Stooks' age. Be real honest. He's like 24, 25. So he's still me. So not like we were opposed to drafting out like a little bit of an older prospect, because you still have some runway with them to get the most out of them.
Throwing shots there.
There's little shots too, but but it's just real. It's real. If we were willing to do it we were willing to draft a 25-year-old safety, and safety is kind of like a.
He's 23. Huh? He's 23.
Yeah.
He's gonna be turning 24 August.
Okay, so he's 3 years in the league. He's a year younger than Trey. Neither here nor there. But so if we're willing to draft an older guy, right, because of traits at safety, which is I guess the value of safety is coming back, but for the most part, it's been considered a devalued position for a while. Like, why not do it at a premium position, which is wide receiver?
Damn, LS. Damn, LS. I think you want Genty to fail. I think LS wants Genty to fail so he can laugh. Genty be lucky to run for 700 yards. Damn, bro.
Yeah, look, y'all think I don't like Genty. LS despises Genty. I just don't. Look, I just don't think we should have took him at 6. Still don't think we should have took him at 6. If we had Ted Rowe right now, we wouldn't be talking about this.
McBride had hella garbage time catches. Yeah, you gotta give him credit, man.
But you can say the same thing about Brock though. That's things that we can't start looking at this. We used to looking at stats like that, because Brock was having hella, like Genty, that Chiefs game. Genty put up 87 yards in a like meaningless game out, and like we started looking at stats and when they came and stuff like that. I mean. All our stats are garbage stats because both of our teams suck. It's like
right. Back-to-back 100 plus catch years though. You can't.
Yeah,
you gotta give him credit a little bit.
With John, I think coach was Jonathan Gannon. Who was the offensive coordinator though? I can't remember what offensive coordinator.
Jonathan Gannon for sure in 2024, 2025. Damn, who was the coach for? Oh, was it Jonathan Gannon last year?
It was both years. Both years was Jonathan Gannon.
I think he got fired during the season.
McBride has better quarterback play though. Even like Jacoby Brissett, Kyler for sure is better than any quarterback Brock has had. Jacoby Brissett is better than any quarterback that Brock has had too.
And yeah, exactly. It's just not. But it's also, you're not saying that like It's not like they're playing with like top 5, top 10, top 15.
Yeah, Brissett ain't a world beater. He's just better than what Brock.
It's just that's just tell you like how bad Raiders quarterback play is. Like, damn, it's like bottom five each and every year. The last how 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah,
at quarterback, like, man. Hopefully it gets better this year. But yeah, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure clocking at this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Great show, great conversation. Hopefully we'll have it continue later this week. Hopefully get a good guest. All that good stuff. My guy Cheeto Linus in the building.
Yeah.
Jacoby really thinking, hey, he's gonna pay him, huh?
He really holding out, bro. He really trying to hold out. Jacoby, Arizona will mess around and start, oh boy, in a second. Bro, Jacoby, you better get your...
He's just playing the business. Like, hey, if I'm gonna start this year and I'm a starting quarterback, I should be played like a starting caliber quarterback. So basically he's just trying to get probably the low end of a starting quarterback.
Starter money, yeah.
Yeah.
See, he knows it's the last hurrah. But look, they will mess around and start Carson Beck, bro. They don't care about you, bro. Yeah. They have no intentions of winning any games this year, man. At all.
They're not gonna give you there's no what your leverage is. It's just like there's no. They know that it's gonna be a developmental year. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I see where he's coming from, Jacoby's coming from, but it's like, damn, that his leverage is not.
Bro, they're in a division with the former Super Bowl champions, the team that just traded for Myles Garrett and Trent McDuffie, and the team that just signed Mike Evans and has Nick Bosa coming back and has Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams at left tackle and Fred Warner coming back off of injury. Like, bro, they know they're not about to win.
Yeah,
they're not thinking about winning this year. They're probably not thinking about winning the next 2 years. Just laying the foundation.
Yeah,
laying the foundation.
Yeah, man. So we'll see how that shakes out, man. NFL, hey, man, NFL is really 365 days out the year, man. We could talk about it like all day, every day. It's going to be a little bit of after next week. Next week is going to be mandatory mini camps. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff that we're going to be hopefully we hear from that. There's still OTAs, a couple days of OTAs this week. So we'll obviously keep tabs on that. But after that, it's going to be a little hiatus between June and like late July, I'll say, is when they start reporting.
Yeah, mid. I think like usually July 13th, something like that. I want to say.
Since the Raiders got when you lose so many games, you get a new coaching staff. I think they get some early advantage as far as like reporting into training camp. Who's gonna be in the Hall of Fame game this year?
I don't know.
I know the Raiders.
Who made it? Who made it this year? I don't even know who made it.
Oh, is it based off like who's going in?
I mean, a lot of times it's like whoever made it, you know, they'll have it like those guys will be represented in the game, that team.
Yeah, man. But hey, man, we appreciate everybody pulling up. Severe, man, let people know what they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, IG, Kick, Twitch, True Social, everywhere, man. The Severe Raider, holla at your boy, man. Tuesdays and Thursdays, my dog PharoahNFL, the 50-50 show, and Around the Shield. Make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If y'all watching the show a little bit later, if the hype button is there, make sure y'all hype the video. And then Wednesdays, for right now, I'm in the Raider War Room with my dog Chris for Protect the Shield and 805 Raider, man. So make sure y'all check us out. Once we get a little bit closer to the season, we'll probably start picking back up on Sundays as well. But for right now, just Wednesdays. But yeah, man, tap in with your boy.
Yeah, man. So we'll hopefully be back later this week for Around the Shield. It is off-season schedule. So it could be unpredictable, but we'll try to see if we could make it out another show Around the Shield and get a guest on and probably talk about the wrap-up of OTAs heading into Raiders mandatory minicamp next week. All that good stuff. Make sure to subscribe to both channels. Hit the like button, clock in. At this point, clock out. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe and notification. Everybody watching the replay, obviously, leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on the conversation, all that good stuff. And then hit the hype button too as well, man. It helps with the algorithm. And yeah, follow us on Around the Shield too on IG and X. And yeah, man, we appreciate everybody pulling up. Any last thoughts before we head out? Severe?
Yeah, I just looked it up, man. Their offensive coordinator was Drew Petzing. Drew Petzing.
Man, be honest with you, man.
Yeah. To give you a little history on him, the last job he had before he was with the Arizona Cardinals was as quarterbacks coach for the Cleveland Browns. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I lose you?
No, you hear me?
You hear me?
I hear you. You hear me?
Yeah, for a second I lost you. I don't know if anybody.
Okay,
salute to, I guess. Hey, but we had no technical difficulties the whole show, and they happened at the end. I guess that's a sign that we need to head out, man. But salute to everybody pulling up. Salute to you, Salvatore, man. We'll see y'all next time. Hopefully around the Shield. If not, 50-50 show next week. We appreciate everybody, man. Peace. We out here.